PCG are making away. Yeah, so we're back, but on a different stream now. Sorry about that. Let's try and yeah. Let's try and go to Discord and share this. Okay. Hello, folks. We're back in the proper format. This is the way PCGs, the way they were meant to be seen. How is it going, everyone? Epic World says, do you like all my new thumbnails? I do. Epic World's made a bunch of new thumbnails. Let's observe the... Oh, hey, this is the stream I just left. That's my face. Ah! But yeah. Subscriptions. I need to stop eating nuts. You know, I brought nuts in here with me because I needed a snack, but... And I knew it would be a bad idea to bring chips because I would just, like, destroy the chips. So, probably shouldn't do that. But now I'm destroying the nuts instead, so it didn't really help. Creative Carson says, I was stuck on a loop of you crunching and going, I mean, isn't that pretty much what it's just watching my streams is always like? Epic World says, it's going good. How's it going for you? Also good. Thank you. Thanks for asking. Creative Carson says it wouldn't let me stop and then it kicks me out. Oh man, that sucks. I'm sorry. I apologize. That stream, I thought I was going to be able to set up the stream from my phone and then actually stream from my computer because I didn't want to come downstairs to set up the stream, but apparently that's not how it went. But yeah, these are some high quality thumbnails, yo. But yeah, cool stuff. So, how many people are watching? 2. My thumbnail skills have gotten better. Yeah, I don't even know how good my thumbnail skills anymore. I've just completely given up on the whole thumbnail thing. Like, I put a lot of effort into thumbnails, and then, like, I don't know. It's like there's this weird inverse correlation. Like, the less effort I do... No, the more effort I put into a thumbnail, the worse the video does. That's, like, almost like a law of physics, for me, at least. This is an earlier stream than normal. True. I cannot deny the factual basis of that claim. It is an earlier stream than normal. I'm going to need some light in here. Hold on. It was getting a bit dark. We have 2 people. I feel like it's not time yet to BALZAK. Epic World says, yeah, I like the timing of the stream. Yeah, thank you. Let's wait till we have a few more people to actually look at BALZAK. I know, like, Yak in particular. Oh, you know what we should do, though? We should refresh our memory, because I don't remember where I was up to when we last looked at BALZAK. We should do, like, a Chris-style, you know, like a Chris-style recap. So where do you see yourself in 5 years with the PCGs? Listen, dude. I'm gonna give it to you straight. I'm gonna give you like the down-to-earth, realistic answer. In 5 years, I expect to be sitting in a movie theater watching the sequel to Zuvak the movie. All right, that's where I expect to be in 5 years. I want to like have my place decked out with PCG merch. You know, I want to wake up early on Saturday mornings to watch like, you know, the new Techno Zombies cartoon. Like, I want to be, I want to stay up late, like reading the new PCG novel. That's where I'm gonna be in 5 years. So, you know, listen, go all in with that answer. That's where I expect to be. I see myself with still nothing. Hey, HMB Tiger Games, how's it going? So yeah, pardon me, let's refresh our memory. Previously on Paper Computer Games. Let's investigate. Let's search for BALZAK. BALZAK GLOBOTRON, PCG overview, streamed 10 months ago. 3 hours and 9 minutes, dang. Alright.
See, now, so that's all I know about BALZAK.
Right, so, recap. Previously on Paper Computer Games.
And it starts here.
Previously, Zach had messier hair than he has now. Behold, that's a messy hair. Anyway, that is neither here nor there.
We're strapped to a table, and there's some device.
Creative Carson says nuts will kill me. That sucks. Well, stay away from nuts then. I'll try not to eat them.
Do something to you. You're strapped down. You can't get up. You know, what do you do? And you have to escape from these people who are all standing around. And then, like that, once you beat that, you're over here. See, these are basically memories, right?
I think the speed here is not fast enough. No, Mr. Sulu, that's too dang slow. Let's go to 2 times speed.
Like, this is what happens as, like, you're going through your memories, and as you go through them, this whole sphere, which is, like, the memory or whatever, it connects to this other sphere, the electricity. It connects over, and now we're over here. You're, on, like, and by the way, in these memories, you can't clearly see who you are. You're just kind of like, you're just trying to escape. You're just afraid, you know? That's all you know. And you're running over this platform. It's high in the air like a roadway, and there's buildings in the background. And then you get to the next memory. You're in the lobby of a building, and you're confronted by all these guys with guns. Chicken spouts at that time, I have ideas, but I do not know how to make puzzles. Yeah, there is no easy answer to that. You just gotta like try to tell them if it makes sense for it to work. That is the easy. It raises the question: why haven't I added this to the PCG shop? But I really should. But anyway.
And that's still true. I still should.
Did you ever redo any pages later on because your art changed? Yeah. Not a ton of them. Some, and I was like 10 years after the fact, I was like, my mindset was like, I just want to get this done, you know? And like, because there was so much of it left to be done, I was like, all right, you know, my reasoning with myself was like, okay, if we want to get this done, the way to do that is to make this.
Epic World says, wait, are we reacting to the 3-hour vid? I'm just gonna like go over a few highlights of it just to refresh our memory. I'm not gonna like go over the whole video, obviously, but you know, think of this as a Chris style recap, you know, because we got to remember where we are. The main point here is that you're going from memory to memory.
Easy for myself as possible, you know? If a screen is playable, leave it alone, you know? Unless there's like some huge problem with it that contradicts, you know, the direction you want to go in, leave it alone. Imagination anyway, you know? But yeah, so, like, for the most part, I stuck with what I did originally. However, when I was originally making these screens, a lot of them, I just redrew them just like a ton of times, you know, at that time. In fact, solely because of BALZAK GLOBOTRON, just drawing so many things, drawing them over and over again, you know? So here we go. The next memory, you're sliding through a tube and there's these guys with guns. Oh, this music is not great for this.
Oh my God, Zach! Focus, focus.
And over here on this building, that's interesting. There is a symbol on it, and for those few people who know, basically,
I recognize that symbol as the Ginkis symbol.
Just me and like, you know, maybe one or two others. I don't know. This is the Ginkis symbol. This is the symbol of Ginkis. So right there, that's like a call out. That's like a
called it.
Reference, but anyway.
I don't miss. I don't effing miss you guys.
So then finally you escape. You're flying through these like fast tubes, flying all over the place. Sexy wearing a Superman shirt. He's a Superman over here. Yeah, pretty much. I grew up on Superman and never got out of it.
All right, so that's the point of that. Main point is, after all those memories, he finally sees this one last memory.
What is this? What do you guys think? Can you guess this?
It's Ginkus's staff. So, after that, you wake up and you're in this space station. That's BALZAK GLOBOTRON.
You wake up and you're with this guy. He's like, oh, what are you doing here? Who are you? And you're like, well, I don't know. Who are you? It's like apparently you woke up amnesiac. You don't remember anything. You know, you just woke up. No memories except for the ones you just saw, and you don't know what that means. And this guy is, well, first of all, he says his name is Alton, and as you can see, he's a mechanic. He's got little wrenches, little advanced tools that he uses to repair.
So long story short, you're on a space station, and then over the next bunch of screens, you explore that space station. There's lots of different like labs throughout the space station. Here we're still on the space station over here. Then what are we doing on the wiki? Oh, we were probably looking up Into the Heart of the World. I guess I got distracted by stuff chat was saying. What's this? Oh yeah, it was Alton's journal. Yes, I was reading Alton's journal. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, the journal is like, it's the story of Alton, the guy who finds BALZAK GLOBOTRON on his space station. So Alton, you know, he got stuck on the space station, and like he purchased the space station. He like built it, opened it up, and he thought it was gonna be like a good deal, because ships were gonna come and it was gonna be good business. But then, not only was it not good business, but there was no business, and so he got trapped there. He didn't even have a way off, so he's just stuck on this space station by himself.
Anyone for the past 2 years.
Epic Worlds says, also, thanks for finally teaching me how to upload my PCGs to the shop. I will try to upload all of them, but it will take a while. No problem, dude. Yeah, glad to help.
Now everyone who once cared about me has moved on. Assumed I'm dead, most likely. I can't contact them. I miss them so much. And Riella. Oh god, Riella.
All right, we can skip that.
Static electricity? I think I lost this and I had to redraw it. That's why there's the other one.
The inventory screen. Okay, so then, yada, yada, yada. Point is, I think this was like the last puzzle, and then...
There's only he made on Earth. No wonder his girlfriend chose his best friend over. Oh man, the Alton hate. All right.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so there's a hull breach in the space station, and after all that exploring and puzzle solving, you end up getting sucked out of the space station.
All right, so that was the end of Midway Station. We've successfully completed Midway Station. Woo! Sorry, these sound effects are amazing. Pow. Hey, how's that for a death slam?
So you end up on this alien spaceship. There you are, and you know, it's standard PCG stuff. You gotta escape. You know how it goes. Brave Carson says, I'm writing a book? Oh, that's awesome. Epic World says, wow, your art in BALZAK is amazing. Oh, thanks so much, dude. Yeah, I'm certainly, like, BALZAK is the game I put the most effort into my art for. And I think it came out really good in a lot of places. There are some places where it ended up being lazy, but these parts of the game, I think, are pretty good.
I know. It killed me too. I felt obligated, but then I didn't do it anyway. Laziness won out over obligation.
So then you're escaping from the alien ship on this, craft you stole from them.
I'm gonna hoard all the lore and not let you have it, so you can.
You end up finding your way to this random, this is like a random abandoned alien flying saucer, and you land there, and then you explore that area. There's like lots of graffiti on the inside.
Yes, because most graffiti is basically alien anyway, unless you're used to reading it. Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Lots of...
Mysteriously perfectly intact. Yeah, see how...
Oh yeah, we had the script open. That's right.
Just like wreckage, like books that have long since crumbled away. But these books are just randomly totally fine. Wonder what's going on with that. And then... Dang it, I'm closing this. Placing the book here will activate emergency power.
Yeah, so there's puzzles, yada yada yada. Oh, hey Via.
Oh, now there's just bones.
This pet voice sounds hilarious. I know, I'm a fan of it myself.
This was like supposed to be a tricorder from Star Trek.
What do you think is better, and what do you prefer for PCGs, pen or pencil? I think it's just whatever fits your art style best. Like, there's no real, like, it depends what kind of a game you're going for and what kind of a style. I mean, I'll sometimes use one, I'll sometimes use the other. You know, like, I do use pencil a lot because it's good to be able to change things around. However, you know, if you want to give it a bolder look, it's easier with pen. You know, obviously, you know, just the same benefits and drawbacks of pencils and pens in general. And it depends what kind of game you want. Like, some people, you know, use pencil because then they can erase it. And, like, you know, during gameplay, like, I've seen, like, Pierre, like, just, she'll be like, okay, you beat that guy, and then erases him and, like, on the spot, like, draws something that's revealed by beating him, which was pretty cool. So that's, you know, if you're planning to do stuff like that, obviously you have to use pencil. But, you know, obviously the pen can give it a much, you know, bolder, cooler look. So, yeah, whatever suits your project. I like pen because it shows up better. Yeah, use pen then.
Over here, this was like, I don't know if any of you remember my old streams where I was showing my sketchbooks, but this dude right over here, this was a motif.
I can guarantee none of you remember my old streams where I was showing my sketchbooks.
My sketchbooks, like an alien skeleton, like a dead alien with 3 heads, buried underground. Like, I kept doing, like, adding that into a life.
It's a call out to my old art, is the point.
This clock that's over the door, this is my actual clock. I actually have this clock in my room.
True. However, that's not the point. The point is, you finally get your way to the bridge.
Anyway, so once you get through this door, you have to unlock it through the rooms. On the other side, you find, oh no, the ship is not abandoned after all. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
This guy, and like, you're like, sorry, I thought the ship was abandoned. You. And he is an alien who's been living here by himself ever since, you know, his ship was attacked and his crew was massacred. And he attacks BALZAK, but he's pretty weak, so there's not much he can do. He's old and tired, this alien dude. Hundreds of subscribers, no video challenge, says hi Zach. Hi, 100 subscribers, no video challenge. Anyway, so yeah, like this guy's weak, but he's still, get away, you monster. BALZAK's like, what do I do? I'm just exploring, listen, I'm not doing anything.
Anyway, after this whole encounter, like, I mean, this guy's basically here. I mean, yeah, there's a challenge or whatever, but after this whole encounter, you escape this ship and you finally find the tabernacle, the actual ship from BALZAK GLOBOTRON. Here's BALZAK's little ship flying towards the tabernacle, and here is, you know, the full tabernacle. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's like a glitch. That got... Oh, wait, you can't see it because my face is in the way. This thing is like a glitch. It's where my mouse got caught in the screenshot, I guess. But, yeah, Epic World says, Zach, will you use Discord or my PCG shop for Clouded Hopes 1? I put more effort in the script on the shop, so maybe you should play it on the shop. I mean, yeah, I guess I'll use the shop one then. But yeah. Is this where we stopped?
This ship takes BALZAK aboard. Hey, YouTube Paper, how's it going? Finally got a live stream. I was missing. Yeah, good timing, sweet. We're just going through my old PCG BALZAK GLOBOTRON.
Oh my gosh.
And like, as you can tell, this is a massive starship. Inside of it, we can meet these folks. With BALZAK, and he's meeting these guys. These are the crew of this ship. And they're like, oh, what are you? But they're scavengers. They're basically scavengers from a mishmash of different planets across, you know, the Mezdora corridor of space, which they tell you we are in the Mezdora corridor of space. In case that wasn't clear, that is where we are. Yeah, and they like.
Oh hey, Sketchy Penguin, how's it going?
They just found this huge ship just abandoned in space. Just this.
Epic World says, if I add up all the pages in all my games, I probably could have made 2 BALZAK games. I might be wrong because I've never counted, but each game is about 10 pages, and I have 35. So then that would be like 350 screens. Yeah. Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah.
Huge, pristine, gorgeous ship. It's an epic starship, just abandoned. And
it's crazy just how much PCG you've created in such a short time, Epic Worlds. That is extremely awesome.
So this guy's name is Matagroshi Veg. He is a member of the Triptosian species. The Triptosians believe themselves to be superior to all the other races, so he's very, condescending. He's always calling everyone an inferior life form, but he's friendly, gets along with you. He's also like the cousin of Roshi Veg, which is the boss of my second favorite computer game, The Alien Abduction. For those who remember this kind of stuff, mainly just yak. Sorry, that huge ship is my yacht.
Have I missed anything? We're just recapping what we did on the past BALZAK GLOBOTRON stream before I begin showing more of BALZAK GLOBOTRON.
Maybe it was your yacht, but now these guys stole it from you. Maybe you should check your shipyards.
So is this
Yeah, it says, I love how cool the characters in the crew are. Thanks, dude. And Story says, wait, I think I'm a Triptosian. Oh no! Oh no! And Story's a Triptosian. My question is though, how did you not know that before?
Yeah, how do you not know you're a Triptosian? This is a Triptosian.
Anyways, this is the second appearance of a Triptosian in all of PCG lore. The first one was Roshi Veg, which was the boss of the second game. And Roshi Veg was gigantic, whereas this is Matak Roshi Veg. This guy is not giant, he's just like a normal sized dude. But he still is very much superior, even though he's friendly. Over here we got Bob. This guy up here standing on Matak's head, that's Bob. Bob is a shapeshifter and he does the same.
So we're exploring the ship. We visit everyone's cabins. This is the robot's cabin. There's a be right back screen. Sounds all weird and distorted. What about so here's the bridge of the ship. Is there anything else that like do they actually go on any missions, or is that where this actually ends? It just looks like I'm giving a tour of the bridge, showing who everyone is and what they do, but none of that matters really. Oh, we do something. Uh-oh. Creative Carson says, what's it about? It's about BALZAK GLOBOTRON. He's like this dude made out of metal spheres. He just made friends with this crew on a spaceship, and they're going to try and, I don't know, explore and find out what's going on, you know? Epic World says, I'll upload a video. Oh, wait. Sports season is starting, so I might have less time to make PCGs, maybe like one every 2 days instead of like 2 every day or 1. Oh my gosh. So you'll be slightly less of a PCG monster. Non-DHD says, hey guys, it's Sharky. Oh, hey, welcome Sharky. How's it going? Could have sworn Via said something. Okay, why are you not playing?
No. And you know, like over here.
Yeah, so the ship is getting sucked in by this giant creature, which is like eating stuff.
In the back there's like an asteroid field, and you can see here's the creature, like its eyes, here's its fins. It's like a giant space whale thing, something like that. Oh, big teeth.
I prefer the term giant space fish. Oropai says, oof, I feel late. No, you're just on time. This is the recap, Oropai. We're just recapping before we start showing the real stuff. Honestly, I was just doing this in part to wait to make time for people to show up. Creative Carson says, mine and your Wi-Fi sucks today, eh, Zach? I guess so. So did we do anything else beyond that?
There's like space parasites in the walls of his mouth. Like you're just here, like whenever this giant dude like eats something, these guys might get.
Yeah, there's a cow sticking out of his mouth.
And one of the parasites is just like randomly a cow. Look, it's just a cow.
So I guess we start exploring.
Close to being finished. We are just getting started. We are just getting started, good sir. That was like the prologue. This is like we just got to the start. The main part of the game begins. Yeah, because this game is 200 pages. Yeah, that's not even an exaggeration. It is literally over 200 pages long. So,
this is like sort of like the map screen. So I guess this is where we ended, is where we figured out that we can start exploring. So I guess is that where we ended, or do I have to show any more before? Oh, hey, that's my job. But yeah, yeah, let's pull up that digital, file full of paper computer game stuff and actually show more of those screens. Assuming you guys are ready. I don't know. Are you guys ready for this? Sketchy Penguin says, man, someday I want to play BALZAK GLOBOTRON. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Epic World says, Zach, you should make lore videos on each PCG planet that's in the main universe. So if people want to make PCGs there, they know how. Yeah, that's a really good idea. That's a really good idea. I started, man, like, that's how I should have branded it. Like, that was the purpose of this video I started making a while ago, which was, let me see, like, I called it, like, PCG Astronomy, I think. Yeah. It's just like a 4-minute video, but the point of it was for me to like, you know, show different worlds in the PCG universe and like tell the lore about them. Pardon me. But because it's PCG astronomy, it got like no views. Look at that, like 32 views. Granted, my channel was also a lot smaller back then, but like I had this whole like this whole conceit that, you know, I'm looking through a telescope at the planets.
I wonder what strange planets in the PCG universe we can see.
I am a tutorial bot. Hey, tutorial bot, what are you doing?
Oh, this is the worst. I love it.
Is scientifically incorrect. You should not be able to see any planets outside the solar system through a telescope.
I can't argue with tutorial bot there. Anyway, Sketchy says, Epic, there's lots of wiki articles for each planet. Yeah, but it's easier with videos. True, and I don't know names of planets, yeah. I got some Pringles and root beer, and I'm good. Oh, man, now I want Pringles. Dang it. Sketchy Penguin says, oh, this is a very creative way to do planet lore. Yeah, thanks, Sketchy Penguin. Although, I called it PCG Astronomy. I really should have called it PCG Planet Lore or something, because that would have gotten more clicks, I think. You know, who even knows what PCG Astronomy even is, you know? Anyway, I can't wait till summer, then I'll be able to make like 14 PCGs a week. Oh, dang. Orapai says, that's actually really cool. Thanks so much, Orapai. But yeah, good old classic videos with 32 views. PCG Astronomy. Anyway, let's show some BALZAK GLOBOTRON. Just edit the name to PCG Planet Lore. True, but at this point, I feel like I would need to update the video anyway. Like, the sound quality isn't that great. That's the other issue. See, like, that's kind of hard to hear.
I need a tutorial. Very well.
And plus, now that I know 3D animation, you know, I would use it. Because, like, watch. That's just, like, that's cool, but it's kind of confusing.
Everything on this planet is made of bones. Whatever creature.
I do like that, you know, like, showing the planet and, like, the name of it, and then, like, inhabitants, none. Technology, NA. Locations, you know, that sort of thing. I do like that, and the conceit of Tutorial Bot is pretty good, but anyway, I'm getting off track. Sorry, you guys. All right, so you guys want to see some BALZAK? Is that why we're here? Is that what's going on right now? Sketchy Penguin says, wow, how have I never seen this video? I don't know. Probably because no one else ever has either. It has 32 views. Creative Carson says, Zach, you should make more of those PCG tutorial videos. Tutorial videos? You mean like how to make this kind of PCG video? Is that what we're talking about? Cause yeah, probably should. So much stuff I need to just make more PCG videos, like, period. But anyway, okay. So whoops. Yeah, let's do it. So where am I going? We did the abandoned alien ship. Here, okay, so here's the Mesdor. Oh no, but that's the full Mesdora corridor. I need Mesdora corridor section D. Is it in here? No. Where's Mesdora corridor section D? BALZAK, Alton, inventory, etc. Yeah, here it is. Mesdora corridor section D. This is like the main map screen of the game. This is where BALZAK GLOBOTRON basically takes place. You can go to any one of these planets. A few of these, like most of these planets, are just like minor, like 1 or 2 screen missions. A few of them are like full, like they could, each one of them like could be a PCG in its own right. Like they're full adventures. And the first one of those is Getzor. I feel like Getzor is a good place to start because that is like pretty much like the first place you land. Like your ship is right here, and you only have enough fuel to go like one space, right? You only go to like in a straight line to this planet, or this planet, or that one, but you can't really go any further than that. So the conceit here is that on each world, you have to complete the mission there in order to get enough fuel to go on to the next planet. Like that was the conceit. Oropai says it's like the Lost PCG video. Yes. Sketchy Penguin says I'm loving this map. Thanks so much. Creative Carson says, yeah, like the how to make the Call of Duty PCG videos. Yeah, totally, maybe. Sketchy Penguin says, wait, how many sections of the Mezdora corridor are there? I think it was like 4 or 5. I think. Wait, let me see. Let's just look at the full one. Cause like the premise is like this is gonna be okay. Here's in the center. This is Mezdora corridor section D. That's where BALZAK GLOBOTRON takes place. But the rest of these regions are where the planned sequels, which may someday happen, are going to take place. So here's section D. This is wait, no. I think this is an early version. Yeah, so this is section D. Over here you've got section C. Here's section E. Oh, that's behind my face. Let me move my face out of the way. Clearly I'm going to have to crop myself, but whatever. We'll do that later. Section E and section A. So I guess... oh, and there's section B, so it is 5. Okay, yeah, 5 sections. Epic World says I linked astronomy vid to Discord. Awesome. Thanks, Epic World. Sketchy Penguin says, wow, this is so inspiring. Thank you. Epic World says, now all my planets besides Shadowspire have at least 2 PCGs on them in my universe. Wow, that's epic. That's awesome. Okay, so I can't even say that. Dude, I can't even say all my planets have 1 PCG on them, unless you count BALZAK GLOBOTRON, because they're all in BALZAK GLOBOTRON. After this, can you react to my new vid? Yeah, if there's time. Alright. So that's the Mezdora corridor. Let's start with Getzor, because that is where, we're going to end up. So Getzor is sort of like a mini adventure. Here's where you first come out. I feel like I need some PCG music all up in here. This is sort of fantastical or maybe fantasy adventure. Let's do that. All right. So, Oropai says, I just realized I could probably map out all the PCGs I've been planning like this too. Oh, cool. Yeah, hey, it's always new possibilities. Epic World says BALZAK is the coolest PCG ever made. Hey man, don't I wouldn't jump to that conclusion just yet. Let's I mean, you haven't seen a lot of it just yet. We'll see. That kind of looks like your Call of Duty PCG screen. Does it? Interesting. I mean, I guess it's my art style, so. Oropai says most of them are based off of my dreams, and my dreams take place in this huge world, so it'd make sense. Ooh, that's awesome. I really like that. Epic World says how many exact pages are in it? I don't remember. I think we wrote it on the wiki though. But I guess it's over 200 because that's what I said in the last stream. Okay, so let's see. Here we are on planet Getzor, and these are just like houses, I like different kinds of roofs on the houses. We've got this house has big leaves for a roof. This one has I don't know, I guess that's a straw roof. And this one has An actually good roof. Why is that the only house in town that whose roof can actually keep out the rain? I don't get it. All right. Regardless, though, we've got a little shop over here. I don't remember what it sells. And we've got a little house in here, and then over here we've got a house that's like in like built into a hill, and there's a tree growing out the side of that hill. Of course, we've got, you know, a path that goes off down into the distance, and, you know, another little house up on the hill over there. Now let's see what's going on here. I should open up the script as well, because I think that would be prudent. Let's see. What am I doing? Paper computer games. BALZAK GLOBOTRON. BALZAK GLOBOTRON script 2015. Whoa. That's not what I wanted. First of all, let's zoom in a little bit. Wait. Where's the I need like the you know, whatchamacallit, the thing where there's like a list of sections. Where is that? Dang it. Navigation pane. There we go. Okay, so let's go to planet Getzor. So that way we can okay, 4 houses, a shop, and a path going forward. So it says the shop. Among useless souvenirs, this man is selling truth powder. Interesting. Inside the sun house. So okay, let's minimize this. I mean, it's just good to have this this up so that we can, like, you know, see what's going on. Dang, why do I have so many open windows? Okay, so inside the sun house, which is like this house, someone named Angela lives here with her son Josh. She's pleasant and helpful in any way she can be. In the stone roof house, Pablo lives in here. He's nearly oblivious to the world. Leaf roof house. Inside the leaf roof house, Mary lives here. And she thinks it's cool. She thinks BALZAK is cool, but she's attracted to Chennai. Okay, good to know. All right. Chennai is like one of BALZAK's crew who comes with him for this quest. Yeah, thanks for joining, Creative Carson. Have a good night. Anyway, the main thing is when you go inside this the main thing is once you go inside, oh, dang it, this here house, this like hobbit hole, kind of like this house built into a hill, you meet this woman, and she's a mole person, and you find out that she and her family resettled here to Getzor after the destruction of their planet that we saw in the last Mole Men game, which was the planet Velies. So yeah. So that's what's in there. Anyway, these people are all just there to help you get information. But then, here's where the real stuff comes in, right? You got this giant castle. There's us. There's BALZAK GLOBOTRON, and there was this giant serpent in the moat. And then you had to get inside this giant castle, and there's just lots of detail in the background. Epic World says, Zach, how many hours do you spend on an average 8-page PCG, not including script? I don't know, dude. You know, it's just been, well, I guess Clouded Hopes would be the best example in recent memory. I spent probably 2 hours on that game. I don't know. Epic World says, hey, anyone who wants to play PCG, I uploaded to the shop today. Yes. Epic World says, holy Big Mac, the castle is amazing. Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, so this, at the time, this was inspired by a book I was reading, which was called Question Quest, which was very silly, and, point is, though, that's what this whole section is based on. The planet Getzor is where, a version of the characters from that game actually live. So if you go inside the castle, you get this whole thing. This whole, this is supposed to be a... I don't know if this perspective is easy to see or whatever, but, you came in from over there. There's the dragon that you were fighting outside. And then, here's the grate that, fell on the floor once you, poked in the mirror. And you're going up, you have to go up and around this spiral staircase. Here's this circular column in the middle of the room. And, of course, there's this giant scorpion creature. You have to figure out how to get past it. Sketchy Penguin says, I've always had this question. Does the first playthrough someone does of a PCG decide the main story that happens? For example, if I played the Mole Men PCG, I might not decide to destroy the planet. Really good question. Really, yeah. Now, the thing is, I feel like that's changing a little bit, right? Because the way it always was with me and my friends, there was only one playthrough. It was just the one playthrough. We, Chris would make a PCG for me, and I play it, and that's the end of that PCG. It's never seen or heard from again, So, but, yeah, that's the thing. So back then, the answer was yes, absolutely. The first player's playthrough decided the storyline. A perfect example is Zuvak, right? When I played, I was determined to save Zuvak, and because I did that, I got Zuvak out, and that's why Zuvak is a cast member of, he's still around in PCGs, and he wasn't relegated to a note in history. And there's lots of other examples as well, including in BALZAK GLOBOTRON and, tons of it in Ghosts, where, the storyline is totally determined by choices that the players made. Now, now that we're entering this era where, PCGs can be replayed by multiple people, downloaded from the PCG shop and replayed, it's becoming interesting. It's well, do we still stick with the idea that the first person decides where the story goes from there or not? My friend Kurt once did. After I had beaten, most, his first PCG Spaceballs, he tried to replay it with a friend of his, and the friend made totally different decisions. So Kurt was like, oh, well, since he made different decisions, I have to make different screens to show how his adventure progresses. And I'm like, whoa, so is it not in the same universe? I guess it's an alternate timeline or whatever, So yeah, but, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess there's no one right answer to that. It's just how each individual PCG master handles it, I suppose. If you want to continue the story from something that one of your players did, and so you create something you create games based that continue from what the player did, then I don't know, if the next player plays that and they don't make that same choice, you can either I guess force them to make that choice, or if they don't make that choice they die, or you can just let them make the whatever choice they want, and if they choose something different, you're like, all right, you know, do what Kurt did, draw new screens, you know, draw a new PCG that takes place in this alternate timeline, you know. Epic World says, well, if you play it with me, not really, because I mainly decide the storyline with my friends, because they play all my PCGs. So I take the general pool of what happens and form a general storyline. Interesting. Creative Carson says, those drawings are amazing. Oh, thanks so much, dude. Sketchy Penguin says, man, imagine if Zach hadn't saved Zuvak. I know, right? I was very determined. Chris was annoyed with me. He didn't want to let me do that. He was so annoyed, but I was not going to give up. He finally gave in. I kept trying more and more and more things. Epic World says, or maybe the key moments or best parts you keep in the storyline and get rid of the unwitting or weird parts. Well, I mean, the random or weird parts, like, it almost doesn't matter. You know, it's like, I mean, like if Ari is playing one of my PCGs and he decides to spend like half an hour like trying to figure out how to climb a particular tree or whatever, does it really matter if if those particular 10 minutes are canon or not? They don't have any effect on the storyline going forward, you know? I mean, I guess it's just like, I mean, either way, whatever Ari did is certainly canon to his playthrough. So if he keeps playing through those games, then it's going to continue from where he left off, right? I mean, I think that just makes sense. So it is easiest for me to just like make new PCGs based on how the first player played it, you know, like, because in my mind, like, that's how I experienced it, you know, that's how it went. I don't know. Creative Carson says that would have changed the whole PCG universe if he didn't. Yeah, true. Epic World says, yeah, Pinchvac probably would not have existed. Yeah, that's true. He wouldn't have. Sketchy Penguin says, I think at least for me, my PCGs already have set storylines, and that's usually controlled by adding cutscenes that are out of the player's control. Fair enough. Sketchy Penguin says, I do think drawing a different screen for different playthroughs would be really interesting. Well, for PCG Anniversary, it's kind of like a custom game for you and Chris. But every game we play is a custom game for me and Chris. I mean, like, yeah, any game Chris and I play, it's going to go, you know, in weird ways depending on how we play it. Like, remember that game that I downloaded for one of my streams and I played it with Chris? It was like, what game was that? It was from the shop. It was, shoot. It was a random game and I forget who it was by. It was colorful. There were like trees that were like blocking your path. But anyway, the point is, I mean, you're supposed to just sort of like defeat, you know, the king and everyone. But the way I played it, I like convinced him to let me become his vizier, and then I secretly like took over his country and became the new leader and instilled a democracy there and like slowly piece by piece reformed their society. And all that was completely just my playing. That was just completely like random. That's not in the script or whatever. You're not supposed to be able to do it. And I think he had made sequels to it. So it'd be interesting to see how that would, you know, continue from there. Because like, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so that's that screen that we spent the last half hour staring at. Let's go to the next screen. Once you go up and around these stairs, you have this. And I think I'm going to make a PCG while watching this. Awesome, dude. Yes, do it. I'm going to have to make my face smaller. My face is like just taking over this entire stream. It's just like dominating the stream. All right, there we go. Much better. Okay, so we come to this like dead end, right? And here's the puzzle. You just have to like there's 3 paintings, and they're supposed to be like identical. It's like a tree with like a tire swing hanging from it, and like the sun. But one of the paintings has this dude, and the others don't. So now these paintings are kind of like Mario 64 logic, meaning like if you can like jump into the painting, but if you do, you just appear back out here. The only difference is if you jumped into this painting, the one with the guy, he has moved. Now he's like over here. And then if you jump into this painting again, then you're back again, but he's moved again. Now he's over here. And the puzzle is you have to keep doing that, keep jumping into paintings, but every time you do it, he moves a little bit further to the right, I think, within the painting that within whatever painting he's in. So you have to keep moving him over until he falls into this well in the painting. And then once that's done, a doorway opens up. So that is that. And then you meet this guy. This is Humphrey. He's sitting on a bunch of books which appear to be very precariously balanced. He's got a really big book he's working in. He's got this nice window, looking out over the landscape. And he's got a map of Middle Getzor. It's like a reference to Middle Earth, and just lots of books on his bookshelf. What is this? Oh no, they're magazines. It says Information Weekly. I guess he's just a big fan of information. Sketchy Penguin says, these are my favorite kinds of PCG puzzles. The ones that are just so crazy and unique and make you think outside the box. Yeah. Thanks, dude. Epic World says, I'm feeling kind of sick, so I'm going to go and rest a little. All right. Thanks for joining, Epic Worlds. Feel better. Before I go, everyone liking the video, thank you, Epic Worlds. So yeah, gosh, this script, why though? Why did I do it this way? Okay. Well, I'm not gonna like remake the whole script right now, but I will, make it a little bit more readable. Hopefully every time I come here, I'm going to make this script a little bit better until eventually it'll be able to be released on the PCG shop. But yeah, that's right. Like this guy's name was Souffle the Serpent. Cuz like he's from Question Quest, the book I was reading at the time. So yeah, okay. Here's what this wizard dude says to you, right? Inside, Jerry will meet Humphrey. I don't know. Like, his name was Jeffrey. That's his early, that's the early name for BALZAK GLOBOTRON, right? I don't know why I was calling him Jerry early on. It just popped into my head. It's just like a stand-in until I think of a better name. And then I did. But yeah, inside, BALZAK GLOBOTRON will meet Humphrey. Humphrey offers one answer in exchange for a year's service or some other worthwhile service in exchange for having his questions answered. So, if you ask, how do I find the race that created me? He's going to tell you to go to the planet Shri. So, that is the clue you get from this. So, that was the point of this whole planet, this whole 6-screen long planet Getzor. So now you can go back to the I'm just gonna put Mesdora Corridor Section D out into the main folder so it's easier to find. So yeah, now we have explored Getzor. From here, it's up to you guys which one you want to see next. All right, let's zoom this out so you can let's do it as if we were playing the game, right? Okay, so the ship has one fuel. You can go either to Mordriff, Neutron Star, Yggdrasilway, or Shirek? Which planet do you do? Oh my god, let's make it a poll. Let's make it a poll. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Stop the works, you guys. We got to make this a poll. Let's pull it up. All right. Of which planet should we visit next? Answer number 1 is, let's see, what were the options again? Neutron Star, Mordrif, Yggdrasil, Sateway, and Shirek. Okay. Neutron Star, Mordrif, Yggdrasil, or Shirek. Ask your community. Sketchy Penguin says, I also really dig the board game-like exploration because you can only go to an adjacent planet because of fuel. Oh, yeah, thanks so much, Sketchy Penguin. Yeah, I figured that was a good system to, like, stop you from just immediately going to the end of the game, you know, at the beginning of the game, while still making it feel like you're exploring space and, you know, it's kind of open world and can go in any direction. Epic World says, my mom gave me some soup, so I'm feeling better because I was dehydrated because I was working on PCGs all day and didn't drink any water. Oh, no. Epic Worlds, you are a true trooper. You are a true PCG warrior, but please drink water. Don't PCG yourself into dehydration. Oh, gosh. That's dedication right there. When, like, that should be like a meme, like, when you PCG so hard, you die of thirst. Oh, God. Oh, man, that's awesome. Okay, so what do we think? We have 4 votes. What are the votes saying? All right, let me give it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bam! Calling it. Calling the poll. And we have 50% say Neutron, say Shirek, 25% say Neutron Star, 25% say Mordrif, and 0% say Yggdrasil. Okay. I guess we're going to Shirek. Epic World says, yeah, my mom put a bubbler office thingy in my room, so now I'll have water when I dedicate my whole day to PCGs. Oh my god, that's hilarious. I mean, that's good. That's good. No more risk of dying of thirst. But the fact that you need that, you know, the fact that you would die of thirst if there was not water in your room at all times, I think is indicative of your level of commitment. Oh, man. Sketchy Penguin says PCG is becoming a lifestyle. Yes. I'm not joking. I was just super focused. Oh my gosh. Epic Worlds. Drink some water, dude. Alright, so. However, the dedication is cool. But we've decided we are going to planet Shirek. So. Tabernacle travels faster than the speed of light to arrive at planet Shirek. Oropai says you must hyper-focus to the max. Indeed. That is admirable. I am jealous. I wish I could focus to that level. So, we have arrived in the Shirek system. Now, when we arrive here in the Shirek system, we are confronted by some vessels. These ships are owned by, I think they're members of the Alliance. Let's double check the script. Let's see what the script has to say. Let's go to... No, not Shri. I don't think you're supposed to go to Shirek next. But whatever. We do what we want. Shirek. This planet is covered entirely by water. The only sentient inhabitants are a race of octopus-like creatures to which Matak belongs. Matak will accompany you down. So it's the home world of Matak Roshi Veg, the guy I showed you earlier. It is the home world of where's Matak? It's the home world of this guy. Ah, yeah, that's Matak. His home world. So this is his going home. Now, once again, this is a water world, totally covered with liquid water. Much like there's a possibility that real planet K218b might be. I'm sorry, I can leave the planetarium, but the planetarium don't leave me. But anyway, so yeah, you're confronted by these ships. These are a challenge. You have to fight them. Yada, yada, yada. Point is, this, I don't even know why I drew it. It just because it was cool, but just the tabernacle flying in the sky above Shirek. So here it is with clouds in the background. And this isn't really my best BALZAK GLOBOTRON art. I think this one isn't looking too good, but nonetheless, here's the ship flying in the sky. Here's some clouds. One of them in the background is raining. And then here's the ocean. Because, yeah, it's just constant oceans. Lots of rain all the time, because it would be raining all the time. And, yeah, here's the ship flying in the skies above it. Epic World says, my parents worry a lot because I spend whole days and nights in my room making games. Oh, my gosh. Sketchy Penguin says, wow, Epic, you're a warrior. I wish I had the time to do that, too. Seriously. Epic World says, my parents usually bring me food to me on a tray to my desk, and I feel spoiled, so I think I should start going down to eat and drink regularly. Believe it or not, I know the feeling from when I was a kid. Good times. Epic World says, but PCGs are a way of life. Now you guys know how I've been making my PCGs so regularly. Indeed. JPG says, nobody. Epic. God mode. Focus. Focus us. I think I'm going to drink water and make a PCG. Epic World says, one time I made 4 PCGs in a day. That's intense. Oropai says, I'd buy a shirt of that, to be honest. Really? Really? Because I can make a shirt of that right now. If you want a shirt of that, I can make this shirt. I can sell this shirt in the PCG shop right now if you want a shirt of that. Just saying. Anyway, so yeah, so point is you come down here and you and BALZAK and Matak have to go on a fact-finding mission. I feel like I need some watery music. What's watery? Oh, definitely this one. Sketchy Penguin says, also Epic, your motivation is on another level. I can barely convince myself to make 1 PCG screen a week. I know, right? Story of my life. Epic World says, yes, more merch. Yeah. Man, PCG merch is just one case where, supply is just drastically outpacing demand. No, make a shirt that says PCG Madness. JPG, ¿por qué no los dos? Why not both? Anyway, so we land here on planet Shirek, and here we are exploring planet Shirek, and BALZAK and Matak are swimming down through the water. Now, BALZAK, this is one of the few planets that only BALZAK and Matak can visit, because BALZAK, he's made of metal spheres, so he doesn't need to breathe or whatever. So he can travel through the water pretty okay. But Matak is native to this environment, so he is also aquatic, so he can definitely swim around in here, obviously, because this is his homeworld. Now, here's the planet Shirek. These are like giant seaweeds, but they're genetically modified by Matak's race, the Triptosian people. They serve as buildings. These holes in the sides of the buildings are originally stomata, which is like Because, like, real plants, if you zoom in really close on real plants, they have tiny little holes in them. And the reason for that is because the plant has to breathe. And that's what they breathe through, these tiny little holes that are called stomata. Now, these giant seaweeds have been genetically engineered so that their stomata are big and open and can be used as doors to enter these giant plants. So basically, this is a city. These giant plants are serving as buildings, you know, like tall skyscrapers for the Triptosian people. So yeah, that is what's going on here. Also, there's like sort of a call out over here. This is Pinchzoid crabicus. He is a giant crab. He's from Chris's PCG Relics of the Sea. I don't know what he's doing here. You know, that game definitely took place on Earth, and this is definitely the planet Shirek, so I don't know why he's here. Now, Sketchy Penguin has made some stories more recently that would retcon this, or possibly retcon this, in that, like, he established that there's a race of crab-like beings that live here on the planet Shirek that look exactly like this guy, like Pinchzoid crabicus. So, I mean, I guess you can headcanon whether this really is Pinchzoid crabicus or whether this is just a random Crabark walking around. Crabark being Sketchy Penguin's name for that crab race. I mean, my original intention was that it is, you know, Pinchzoid crabicus, and it's just unexplained why he's there. But they never interact with him directly in this game. He's just like an Easter egg, basically. Epic World says, Sketchy, I just find a rhythm, like making my bed in the morning and doing all my chores, and then I have motivation to do more like PCGs. That's cool. Sketchy Penguin says, yeah, I've been working on being more productive in the morning. I think that really helps with motivation the rest of the day, but it seems like you really got that down. Seriously. Epic World says, oh, Zach, thanks again for putting new design on the ship for merch. I will order, but I spent a lot of money on buying Chaos Galaxy's no products as well as some other stuff like computer paper. Fair enough, dude. Well, thanks so much. Yeah, what can I say? I just love PCGs, and when I like something, I go beast mode. That's awesome. That is super cool. I like it. Oropai says, that's awesome. I'm getting Atlantis vibes. Thanks so much, Oropai. Yeah, Atlantis vibes. Yeah, I used to be a big Atlantis person. You know, from the video game Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, which, by the way, I made a video about. But yeah, Epic World says, yes, Pinchzoid is there. I'm working on the remake of the first PCG right now. Yes, that's awesome. The second ever remake of the first ever PCG. I like it. I can't wait. Sketchy Penguin says, my story actually was supposed to show why Pinchzoid came to Shirek in the first place, because he found a species of crabs that look just like him on this planet. Fascinating. Well, that's cool. Epic World says, Zach, I should remake your first PCG too if you want. Yeah, sure, if you want to. Yeah, whatever you want to make. Feel free, like, always feel free to remake or, you know, reuse any of my PCGs in any way you like. But yeah, so anyway, point being, Matak leads you into one of these buildings, and inside, we've got some, hold on, I need some better music for this. Like maybe, Alright. So now, to give you a sense of scale of this guy that we're seeing. This guy is a Triptosian, but here's BALZAK and Matak. Right over there. That's how big this guy is. This guy is really large, and you can see lots of other regular-sized Triptosians clustered around him. The reason for that is because this is not a boss battle. This is a speech. This guy is giving a speech. And all these guys are gathered here to listen. But you see this guy has like elaborate decoration and veins on his tentacles. Sketchy Penguin says, "Wow, Zach, I'm so glad you're streaming right now because I literally just got home from a long road trip and I'm exhausted, and seeing a Zach stream just makes me so happy." Yes, thanks so much, Sketchy Penguin. I'm glad to be of help. Glad to raise the mood. I don't know what to say. But yeah. So, he's got like tattoos on his cheeks or whatever. Now this guy is Matak's cousin. I don't think we find out his name in this game, but he is like a giant Triptosian. I'm losing my train of thought. I'm sorry. I need the I'm just gonna loop this one song for now. Okay. Epic World says, I sent a DM that you totally don't have to look at. Okay. Hold on, let me look at it. Oh, I totally don't have to look at it. Should I look at it, though? Let me look at it here first to make sure it's not, like... Oh, my God. That's hilarious. Oh, yeah, I definitely need to show that. By the way, chat's gone silent. Who's still here? Oh, we have 5 viewers. Nice. I guess everyone's just watching silently. But yeah, Zach back. Oh my God. Oh, this guy's horrifying. He's like just in the uncanny valley. Oh God, I love it. I probably shouldn't do this because it'll now actually become a thing and I'll have to make a PCG about it. Yes, correct. Or even if you don't make a PCG about it, someone will make a PCG about it. Oh man. Sketchy Penguin says I'm a little preoccupied while watching. Fair enough. Orapai says I'm kind of listening like this is a podcast. Oh, interesting. Fascinating. Like, I didn't realize, you know, that was a thing that people did with my streams. Interesting. It's interesting to find out how people like watch/listen. Epic World says I'm still here just PCGing. Sketchy Penguin says, whoa, that is the Zubak of my nightmares. I know, right? Oh man. Okay, so what am I doing? Yeah, so this guy, right? He's giving a speech because this guy is the brother of Roshi Veg. Now, for those who don't remember, Roshi Veg appeared in my PCG, like from like what I'm like basically my my second ever PCG. Roshi Veg. He's our first glimpse of a Triptosian. Dang it. Why is my internet being a jerk? Oh yeah, that's right. It was Roshi Veg. That's why. It's a different name, but it's the same family still. He is canonically Matak's cousin. So yeah, this is Roshi Veg. And he was the boss of my earlier PCG, the Alien Abduction. Like, here's just you guys. Pierre, Ari, and Zuvak, and Colette. and the 4 of you have to find a way to defeat this guy, and you do by getting his own security system to like smush him. Like it's a giant hammer that comes down and like smushes him. You do that by tricking him into activating his own security system. Why does it sound scary like those scenes in a murder movie, says JPG? I don't know, hard to say. In any event, so this guy is the brother of Roshi Bedge. He's the brother of the boss who Zuvak and Pierre and Ari and those guys killed in the other game. And so now that has occurred, this guy is speaking to the masses, and he's like, hey, you know, those people, like, they killed my brother, and that was wrong, you know. I didn't like that they did that, you know. So, like, by the way, I like, this is my making it comedic, but he's actually saying this in a much more angry and, you know, dark kind of way. But anyway, he's like, yeah, you know, like that was bad. So, you know what we should do as revenge? We should, like, the whole planet, we should all, like, join the Alliance. And all these other guys are like, yeah, that sounds pretty cool. That sounds chill. You know, the Alliance sounds pretty dope, you know? So, yeah, this guy is pretty much just like, he's just like preaching to the choir, and, you know, and everyone's loving it. And Matak, meanwhile, you're down here, BALZAK and Matak is like, oh my gosh. I cannot believe what I'm hearing. Like, first of all, this is his cousin, and he's disappointed in his cousin, but, you know, his cousin's always been a little wonky. But second of all, his whole species is falling to the Alliance. Now, just as a heads up, the Alliance is bad, okay? We don't want that people to join the Alliance, right? The Alliance is mean. So this is not a good thing that's happening right now. We're witnessing, like, you know, a civilization falling into fascism, basically, and joining this horrific, evil organization that spans the galaxy. And, like, I didn't explain. The reason that he's getting them to join is because his brother had joined that organization. Just that guy, right? Roshi Bedge had joined the Alliance, you know, which is, you know, the company is part of the Alliance. So now that Roshi Bedge died, he's like a martyr, right? Like, at first, all the other Triptosians were like, I don't know, we don't really want to join the Alliance. But now that he's dead, he's a martyr. And this guy is sort of making himself like the charismatic leader, saying like, hey guys, we gotta avenge my brother's death by joining the Alliance and helping them crush their enemies. You know, so that is what's going on over here. Epic World says he makes the fat guy look like P guy. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this guy is really big. He's really big. I guess there's no explanation for why him and his brother are so gigantic. I mean, I think the thought in my head was just, it's a subspecies of Triptosians that are just gigantic. That's the reason they are. But who knows, maybe in a future game it'll be revealed why, or it might just never be. It might just be better never to reveal it because, you know, that subspecies just exists, you know, it's just evolution, you know. But yeah, anyway. So after that, you know, Matak tries to, you know, protest and be like, hey, this is not good, we should cut this out. So as a result of that, though, the Triptosians capture BALZAK and Matak. Here's like Matak, his tentacles being tied up by this guard dude who has like a spear, and here is BALZAK being grappled by another Triptosian. Let's be real though. Honestly, I don't know how this works. I don't know how, like, this Triptosian guy would be able to successfully grip BALZAK when first of all, they're underwater, so it's going to be super slippery. And second of all, BALZAK is metal spheres, and they're small and separate, so it seems like he'd be able to just easily slip through this guy's tentacles. But maybe not. Maybe this guy has, like, suction cups that stick to his metal really well. I don't know. Regardless, these guys are captured by all these Triptosian guards. And then there's this screen where here's BALZAK and here's MacLeod, and they're being kept in nets inside another one of those seaweed buildings. And these nets are like attached to the wall, and they have to figure out how to escape. Here's another guard with like a spear. And yeah, once again, another guard with a spear. But yeah, that is what is going on. JPG says, I'm finally finished my new Naruto paper game. Nice. So once we've learned that information, we go back to BALZAK's ship, the good old Tabernacle, right? And everyone is happy back aboard the Tabernacle, but MacLeod is unsettled. You know, he just witnessed his planet falling to fascism, you know, so he's like... Wait, Epic World says, wait, how is BALZAK's electricity not killing everyone in the water? It's not ordinary electricity. And also, even if it was, it's not super like shocky electricity. It's, you know, it's not super aggressive. It conducts energy, and it's sort of like it looks like regular electricity, but it's a special kind of energy. So it doesn't like electrocute everyone that comes within like range like regular electricity. Epic World says, I'm gonna write down to make a Triptosian PCG on my whiteboard. Yes, Triptosians, yes. Okay, so anyway, yeah, MacLeod is rethinking his whole worldview, because, you know, up until this point, right, MacLeod has considered himself a superior being. He thinks he's superior to everyone else. It's like, it sort of is in the culture of his planet to be racist against every other species. You know, he thinks that, you know, he's brought up to think that Triptosians are superior to all the other races. But now here he is, he's working with all these people, none of whom are Triptosians, but all of a sudden, it seems like these are the only people he can trust and respects, you know? He thought more of his Triptosian people, but, you know, now these aliens who are not Triptosians, he's like, wow, I respect these guys more than the Triptosians. So are Triptosians really superior to other life? So he's like, he's not really fully there yet, but he's kind of questioning his views. Ultimately, you know, this whole time, even if he does call everyone inferior or whatever, he's a good friend. Since the beginning of this game, he's always been a good friend. He's never been like, you know, he you know, it's always just been like a grumpy thing. It's like, you inferior beings, you know, but he's always been a good guy, you know. But now, you know, that's always been a belief for him, and now that belief is being questioned. So that was what came from that encounter. So now that has been said, we have now fully explored the planet. We return to the Mesdora corridor. Wait, I feel like I need some space music for this. Wait, I don't think that one is. Wait, sorry. There we go. Yeah. We're in space. Sketchy Penguin says, that's what I like to see. Character development. Yeah, character development, FTW. Woo! Anyway, so, we have now returned from Chirac. Excuse me. We have now returned from Chirac, having visited the planet Chirac and seen the Triptosian people. Where would you folks like to go from this point forward? Epic World says, so many worlds I have to make PCGs on. I know, right? So yeah, what am I talking about? The thing about this is, you know, Sketchy Penguin, you're talking about character development. Like, yeah, in my head, this was all this awesome character development and, you know, this whole epic story with, like, lots of character development and slow reveals of lore in it. But the way this game actually played, it didn't really work out because this game is so big and so long, and it took us years to play it, that by the time we got to the end of the game, Chris, who was playing it, didn't freaking remember what happened earlier. And I was constantly having to remind him, and that, you know, just kind of like, you know, took you out of the story, I guess. But, let's see. Epic World says, I'm going to start a PCG club when I'm in college. All I need is 3 members and it can become a thing. Oh my god, that's awesome. Sketchy Penguin says, I would like to see Neutron Star explored. Epic World says same. Moropai says Neutron Star. I'm curious. All right. Let's go pay a visit to Neutron Star. Sketchy Penguin says, true, that is the struggles with making such a large PCG. Indeed, indeed. So yeah, I learned a lot of lessons like that from BALZAK GLOBOTRON. But yeah, let's go pay a visit to Neutron Star. It doesn't have its own folder? I remember Neutron Star was like one of the last planets I made in this game, and I remember being really, really proud of it. So let's investigate. Let's see if it's in here. Yeah. Okay, so let's Sketchy Penguin says, honestly, I would love to see you make a video of talking about all the things you learned from making your biggest PCG ever. Oh, man. Yeah, I've tried making a video like that a bunch of times, but the video just got too big and I gave up on it. But I don't know. Maybe I'll get back to that at some point. But yeah, let's go visit Neutron Star. So I feel like this one I might have to read you from the script. So it says, this neutron star is spinning at an incredible rate. Its beam is swinging around perpendicular to the tabernacle's path. Okay. So, Oropai says, the art is awesome. Thanks so much, Oropai. Sketchy Penguin says, or even just a Reddit post. You know, I did make a blog post of it. I do have a blog post of it, I think. Yeah, I have a blog post of it. I can maybe share that later if you want. But yeah, okay. You guys ready? Because this is going to require some actual astronomy explaining. You guys ready for some astronomy explanations? We going to do this? We ready? What do you think? I'm getting no responses, so I'm going to take that as a no, we're not ready. But I'm going to tell you anyway. Too bad. JPG says, yeah, all right, yeah. That's what I want to hear. Okay, so... thank you, JPG. Now, a neutron star is technically not even really a star. They call it a star, and it once was a star, but it's no longer really a star. So, here's the deal. Sketchy Penguin says, I am ready. All right. Yeah. Okay. Here's the deal, right? When you have a really, really big star, we're talking like... a lot bigger than the sun, right? That, like, specifically, I think it had to be, like, what was it, 1.4 times as much mass as the... Anyway, that's beside the point. The exact number doesn't matter. The point is, it's got to be a few times bigger than the sun. Once a star like that runs out of fuel, it can explode in a supernova explosion, right? The reason for that is, and I promise this is going to be relevant, right? The reason that a star explodes in a supernova explosion is because, you know, the whole time the star is alive, well, not alive, it's not actually alive, but you know what I mean. The whole time it's a star, it's burning fuel, right? It's like, it's constantly burning fuel, which is how it makes all its light, right? But because stars are so big and so heavy, gravity is trying to crush them down. It always wants to crush them down, but they fight back because they're burning fuel, and burning fuel pushes back outwards, right? So they're constantly in balance between gravity pulling in and the force pushing out, because they're you know, burning fuel. Now, once that star totally runs out of fuel, there's nothing resisting gravity anymore. So, the star starts to collapse. But like the inner layers collapse really fast, but the outer layers, like, it just kind of collapses so fast that it actually bounces. So the outer layers bounce off the inner layers and explode outwards just extremely violently. This is like basically one of the most violent events in the universe. Like, any planets that are anywhere nearby are going to be like beyond fried. They're just going to be totally obliterated, right? Now, so, but what you're left with at the very center, like the core of what was that giant star, is still there. Now, that core, depending on the mass of the star and, other factors or whatever, that core can either turn into a black hole or a neutron star. Now, the black hole is the most extreme possibility, but the neutron star is like one step removed from a black hole. It's like teetering on the edge of turning into a black hole, because a neutron star is like the densest thing in existence besides a black hole. That's basically what that is. Epic World says, I am epic ready. Yes. Well, that's good. You better be, because I've already been explaining for a while. But, so the result of this is, like, a neutron star, what it is now, it's the core of that star collapsed. And that means it's crushed in really, really tight. Now, I want to give you a sense of scale, right? Think of how big our sun is. Our sun is so big, you could put our whole Earth inside the sun 1,000,000 times, all right? That's how big our sun is. Now, think of how big think of how big a star bigger than our sun is. That's really, really big, right? It's a few times the size of our sun, all right? Now, imagine taking all of that mass, and crushing it down to the size of, like, Manhattan. All of it. Like, more mass than our entire sun, which is like 1,000,000 times the Earth. Like, all that crushed down to the size of Manhattan. Just like a few miles wide. That's a neutron star. It's not a star anymore. It's not burning fuel, but it's just so tightly packed, like, there aren't even atoms in it, because the atoms are crushed so tightly together that they've been reduced to more fundamental particles. Epic World says, hey Zach, so the last screen of the remake of the first BCG is kind of unclear, so when you have time, could you explain the original sewers? Because I'm confused. Also, very cool drawing of star thingy, thank you. Yeah, I mean, the original sewers, well, dude, if you want more clarity on that last screen of the new remake, you can watch the end of the playthrough video. That should clarify it. But basically, it's just like a really big, puzzle where you have to go like back and forth to various places and, do things in order to enter the sewers proper. In our original PCG, we just ended, after that last screen and just the original PCG just ends with you all falling down into the sewers, and then it's just like to be continued. And then the next game begins with you being in the sewers. Epic World says, wow, no wonder you got your full-time job. You know so much about astronomy and space, it feels like I'm in one of your shows. Yeah, thanks so much, Epic Worlds. Oropai says, what's more fundamental than an atom? So atoms, yeah, there are things more fundamental than an atom. An atom is made out of smaller particles. So an atom is made out of, hold on, let me draw this, all right? So you guys can see what I'm talking about, all right? We're gonna do this in the PCG notebook, all right? We're doing this. Hold on, let me just sharpen the pencil real fast. All right. So here's an atom, right? An atom looks like this. Like here, this is like a basic atom. You've got, this is a proton. I'll write P for proton. This is a neutron, and going around it there is this little thing, which is an electron. All right, just E for electron. All right. So that's your basic atom. Now, so any of these three particles, proton, neutron, or electron, are more fundamental than the atom, because like the atom is the whole thing. But bear in mind, these particles themselves can be broken down into more basic particles. Also, this right over here, this, I don't know why I drew that arrow, but this is a neutron, and that's why they call them neutron stars, because they're made out of neutrons. The atoms, like if you had two atoms right next to each other, you know, you'd have another, you know, atom, you'd had another electron, another proton, another neutron. And normally they can't, like, overlap each other. But because they've been in the neutron star, they've been crushed so tightly together, it's all just neutrons, just neutron, 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 like this. Neutron, neutron. That is a denser arrangement than any particles anywhere on the Earth. Like, you are never going to find neutrons that tightly packed here on Earth. Ever. I mean, think of, like, trying to squeeze anything together. Like, when you take, like, paper or cloth or whatever and you know, just crush it down as tight as it'll go. The atoms are all still separate. Even if you put it in, like, an industrial compressor and, like, compress things, like, nope, those are still separate atoms. You will never have enough force here on Earth to compress stuff so that, like, the neutrons are together like that. But a neutron star, the force of its collapse is so powerful that it did force the atoms together until it's all that's left is just the neutrons. So that is how this goes. I hope that answers your question, Oropai. Oh man, imagine if Oropai's not even listening anymore and I just gave that whole explanation. I'm still happy with the explanation though, regardless. So that was worth it, regardless. But Epic World says, "Wow, I was just so into listening to you, I just accidentally drew a Zach back in my PCG." Yes, that's awesome. Okay, so right now, so here's our neutron star. Right now, you might notice this neutron star has two beams coming out of it. Right. The north and the south poles of it. Now, the reason for these beams, this is actually something like a kind of a neutron star, which is called a pulsar. It's the first kind of neutron star we've ever actually observed in the night sky. And the way they work is, because these things are so tightly packed, not much light escapes from them. Like the light around, the light that's coming from these things, because their gravity is so strong, the light kind of like orbits around it, almost like a black hole. It's like right at the edge of becoming a black hole. But it's not at the point where the light can't escape. The light can still escape. So what happens is the light orbits around this thing. And then instead of like, you know, the sun where light is just released in all directions all the time, that light is just collected. It's all gathered and it's released in two beams, one of the north and one of the south poles. And it's not just light. A lot of it is gamma rays, which are extremely high energy radiation. So these beams are like freaking death rays, all right? This is like, you know, have you seen the Death Star in Star Wars? That has nothing on this. These things, like, any planet that gets in the way of these beams is going to be obliterated. You know, I mean, we usually, like, there's a lot of energy that comes from our sun, but usually it's spread out in all directions. Imagine if all of that was focused on us, on the Earth, what would happen to us? These beams are sort of the answer to that. And so, and now, the other thing is, these neutron stars are spinning really, really fast. Like, sometimes hundreds of times a second. Like just like obscenely fast, spinning all the way around. So kind of like a lighthouse, you know how the lighthouse light like spins and it has a beam that points in one direction? Kind of like that, if the lighthouse was like going really fast. Going like a billion times faster. Epic World says, I played a PCG with my dad and he had a good time and showed me his old Dungeons and Dragons stuff and gave it to me because he was proud of my hard work. That's awesome. It sounds like a great time. Great father-son experience. But yeah, so okay. Oh hey, it's Yak. Welcome, Yak. The fact that when you concentrate enough force into one thing that it forms black holes and neutron stars just sounds like a fictional plot. I know, right? It totally sounds like something that would happen in an anime. Yeah. Yeah. But it's real. Yeah, I mean, like, there is no limit to how much gravity you can have. If you pack enough stuff tight enough, some crazy shirek can happen. Okay, so that's what a neutron star is. Tangent aside, here we are. The Tabernacle arrives at this neutron star system. So, I feel the need to read what is going on in the actual script, because I don't remember perfectly. Let's see. This neutron star is spinning at an incredible rate, its beam swinging around perpendicular to the Tabernacle's path. So, traveling around the pulsar quickly enough will bring the Tabernacle... Yeah, that's right. So if you go around the this neutron star, it takes you back in time. Now that's sort of an exaggeration of real science, because in real science, because the gravity around this thing is so intense, it does distort space and time. So I was sort of exaggerating that and playing with it. And the idea is that if you go around this thing really fast through all those distortions in space-time, it takes you back in time. And the ship actually goes back in time by, did I say how much? Hundreds of thousands of years. Oh yeah, this is revealed by Bob plotting a course to do just that, but Chennai tries to interfere. That messes up the timing, so you've got to time it better. Right. Yeah, here's the deal with this, right? Which is that, so, this guy, where's the bridge? Here we go. This guy, this is Bob, right? This Bob right here. That's Bob. Okay? Bob. Observe. Bob. Bob, 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 Bob. Okay, so, now, Bob is silent, so we don't know what his whole deal is, right? But, and you know, the other crew members don't really take him that seriously. Like, Matak thinks he's just some sort of, like, vermin that was on the ship. But, you know, they can tell he's sentient, and he helps them out, so whatever. They let him hang out. But, when we get to this area, Bob, like, he plots a course around the neutron star. And Matak is like, Dude, what are you doing? What's going on? What you doing? And Bob's like, blah, 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 but we can't understand what Bob is saying. So, JPG says, what if they made a PCG anime? Well, then I'd watch it, that's what. Anyway, so Bob plots a course around the neutron star. He plots it in just the perfect way to travel back in time. But as you actually go around, like, Matak interferes, and that, like, messes up the timing, so the tabernacle gets blown up. Just, you know? It fails. So, you have to save game, and you have to, like, fix the timing, and, like, try to get the timing just right to try to go around this thing. And then you go around it, and you travel backwards in time. So when you do that, you end up here. We still call this the neutron star system, but in the past. But there's no neutron star here. Now that we're hundreds of thousands of years in the past, this is a star, a regular star. This is what the neutron star was before it was a neutron star. And you can see here, like the tabernacle approaching, it's the same, system, but something's different. There's a space station here orbiting this star, and it looks kind of like the tabernacle, right? Doesn't it have similar like architecture, similar design elements to the tabernacle? What's more, when we approach, we get a signal. We were hailed by the station, but it's just the station's computer. And the station says, Charmwing Tabernacle recognized. And it takes control remotely of the tabernacle's computer, and the tabernacle starts to begin a docking sequence. Yak says, the main reason I want this BALZAK overview is so that me or somebody else in the community can wiki more of BALZAK. Hey, well, behold, you are now receiving the overview. So, Epic World says, how did you come up with the art and the name of Tabernacle? Honestly, I have no idea. Like, Tabernacle, I was just, kind of searching for a name, and Tabernacle just came into my head. It doesn't mean anything. Like, you think a tabernacle, I spell it differently, but a tabernacle is, some sort of, a Jewish religious structure, from biblical times or something. I don't know the full significance, and honestly, I'm not a religious Jew, so I don't really know what that's about. It's just a word that kind of came to me when I was looking for a name. So yeah, that's how I picked that name. It is spelled differently than than an actual tabernacle. Yak says, I'm pretty sure the crew came from a doodle he drew on a letter to one of his friends. True. Yes, that is how I created the crew. Yeah. I created BALZAK first, and then a lot of the crew I created. Oh, no. I created him for the letter, and some of the others had pre-existed, but the crew came together on that letter. Oropai says, but how do you get back to the present? We'll find that out shortly. Yak says, and the space ideas were from his Star Trek obsession? Yes, indeed. Actually, BALZAK GLOBOTRON, the original concept for BALZAK GLOBOTRON was based on the computer game that I used to play, Star Trek the 25th Anniversary. So, the idea of, that you're on a starship and you have, this whole map of space, and you can go to any planet and explore it, and some planets have missions on them. That basic concept comes from that Star Trek game. But everything else is, totally, developed in a different direction from that game. That was just, the original concept. Epic World says, I love Star Trek. I have all the CDs. Really? That's awesome. High five. Yeah, I'm the biggest Star Trek person myself. Oropai says, honestly, I don't know how you come up with the names for everything, but they're always cool. Thank you so much. Yeah. I don't know. I just mess around with names in my head until I find one that sounds good. Just mess around with syllables like Tanzor, Tanzet, Ranzet, just I don't know, find one that feels right for that planet, and then you just go with it. I don't know. Sketchy Penguin says, whoa, I just realized you're so close to 700 subs. Yes, I am. Woo! Dan Yak says, you've got to play that Star Trek game on the PCG Gaming channel sometime. Yes, definitely. Yeah, definitely, I do want to do that. Sketchy Penguin says, I'm a Star Wars person, but my dad's a Star Trek guy. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I like Star Wars too, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'll definitely enjoy Star Wars, but Star Trek is my first love. Epic World says, I'll send a picture of my Star Trek collection tomorrow because it's all the way in the basement. Oh my god, that's awesome. Yeah, I would love to see that. We can compare Star Trek collections. But okay. Isaac Lee says, sorry, man, so when are we going to watch my new vid? Well, Isaac, probably just, like, would have to be after we're done, going over Balzac, because, like, you know, that is kind of the purpose of the stream, and I do want to focus on that, but once we finish that, we can do it. If not, we can, like, if there ends up not being enough time, we can always do it next stream or whatever. Sorry to keep you waiting, but, if I start reacting to vids, then more and more people are like, oh, react to my vid, you know, and then it becomes a whole thing. And then we never get back to this. Epic World says, I love the Enterprise. Yeah, same here. Yak says, I love that Zach describes Star Trek as his first love. Yeah. I mean, first in terms of, like, order of preference, not first in terms of, like, chronologically first. And also because I made you and Chris a card. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, definitely we will check that out, but, you know, just have to wait a bit. Okay, so we end up here on the ancient station. The station is unmanned, but you know, once again, it does recognize the tabernacle, and so it allows you to dock with it. The ship automatically docks with the station. So let's check out inside the station. Inside the station is not super exciting. This is just like a, you know, top-down view of it. And here you are. Here's. Oh wait, I think I'm blocking it. Yeah, there we go. Here you are. Here's Balzac. And there's this thing on the ground over here. So let's see what the script has to say. The station has a gravity panel whose intensity can be increased. As it is, Balzac experiences time dilation. The platform spins. When set to maximum intensity, it warps the rider into present day, leaving a portal to the past. So yeah, here is right. Like, I think this is the, like, you have to stand on top of this thing, and once you do stuff, it makes, you know, this, it warps you into the same station, but in the present. So that's kind of a mystery, right? Like, when we were, you know, here in the neutron star, before, we didn't see the station here. You know, what happened to it? Where'd it go? Right? So it's only here in the past, outside the star. But when we're inside the station and we use this, like, time dilation field and get on top of it, we can send ourselves, like, just Balzac, you know, like, just him, not like the whole ship or anything, into the future of the station. Epic World says, what PCG type do you like best, top down or normal? I don't know. Whatever works best for the scene. I'm more about, like, you know, what kind of puzzle, what's going on. Like, both types can be used very effectively for different kinds of puzzles or different kinds of scenes, you know? Just use the ones that's best. Also, do you like maze screens better or boss fights? I like both a lot. I don't know. Why is it either or? Like a good PCG can include both. I guess if I had to choose between them, I get, like, if it was one or the other, I guess I'd go with maze screens, because maze screens have a lot of cool stuff going on with them. But Sketchy Penguin says epic. At least for me, I like a good mix of both. Yeah, same here. Orapai says maybe it warps the station too. Yeah, maybe. Yak says, Zach, can you make the Balzac script available? Even if it doesn't really make any sense, I think it would be a useful tool for wikiing. Okay, yeah, sure. Excuse me. You know what I might do? I might just make Balzac Globotron, like, just as a whole, you know, script and everything available on the PCG shop. And like, just as it is. And, you know, I'll make it so that, you know, I'll call it, like, first draft, so I can always improve on the script later. But for now, it'll just be, like, that'll be it, you know? Like, just so everyone has access to it if they want it. You know, I think that would be a good idea. Okay, so yeah, thanks for that request, Yak. So yeah, let's see what this says. But power must first be restored to the device. To do this, find the marble in the spiral design to the upper left of the time travel panel. Which is the time travel panel again? See, this is why you need to write your scripts in a way that it's clear what it's talking about, you know? You need the little red circles or whatever in a lot of places. It's like, where's the time travel panel again? I don't remember which thing is which. But okay. In the past, a docking bay can be seen through the window. Right, there's a window here. If you look through the window, there's a docking bay, and there's a starship being constructed out in the window. Metal is being poured into its frame. And the way it's built, once again, this ship, its construction is reminiscent of the tabernacle. But the station warns that it has insufficient material to finish the construction. So once you warp yourself into the present, that bay has been seared off when the star collapsed into a neutron star, dragging the station into its body in the process. Matak will lament that it would have made a fine ship if they could only get it into the present. So in other words, what they're saying is, right, here is what is going on in this situation, right? This is the explanation for why you see in the present you see no station, you only see the neutron star, but in the past you do see the station. It's because when this star exploded, and it turned into a neutron star, the neutron star's gravity pulled the station in. Now, I guess only the core part of this station was like shielded strong enough to protect itself from the inside of a neutron star, which, by the way, that's like a godly level of shielding. That's like borderline breaking the laws of physics right there. But, okay, so this station is in, what this is saying is, in the present day, the station is still there. It's been maintaining itself, unmanned, uncrewed, for hundreds of thousands of years inside this neutron star. Now, the thing is, if you return to the present day with the tabernacle, there's no way to access this station, because how do you get inside a neutron star, right? Your ship is going to be ripped apart just by trying to approach it. The gravity alone is so strong, it'll rip you apart. Much less the crushing pressure inside of it. But yeah. So basically so when that happened, though, the construction bay was sheared off, because the construction bay, I guess, must have been a newer piece of the station, so it doesn't have the same kind of shielding, so it can't shield itself from the neutron star. So as soon as that happened, the construction bay was sheared off. So that's why, like, when we're in the past era, we can see the construction bay out the window, and in the when we go forward in time into the present, we can't see it. Now, so, right, you guys with me? The way to beat this puzzle, right? The way to beat this puzzle, is you have to, I don't remember how to beat the puzzle. Dang it. But that's what's going on here, right? So, let's keep reading what the script says. Oh, wait, first let's check in with chat, see what chat's been saying while I ranted. Epic World says, in my newer PCGs, I have a system where I have one boss fight, one maze screen, one companion or friendly NPC, a few random guys, Mercado coins, exploration, and lore. Nice. Basically says Sketchy was the imposter. Oh, because he said he was sussy. Yeah, for sure. Epic World says, Zach, I think I'm going to try my hand at making an exploration-only PCG. Ooh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'd love to see what you come up with it. Definitely that, you know, there needs to be more of those types of games. Sketchy Penguin says, that's interesting, Epic. I don't usually do that. I try and change up my PCG formula every time to make it unique, but I'm sure your way works too. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I mean, both ways are definitely very valid, you know, like, there's some, like, you know, people hate on, you know, formulaic stuff, but formulas exist for a reason, you know, like, you know, think of, like, episodes of an old cartoon like Scooby-Doo, you know? That follows a formula, but I think that's a big part of the reason it's so ingrained in pop culture. You know exactly what Scooby-Doo is about because you saw that same thing happen like a billion times, you know? If different things were happening every episode, it wouldn't have made as strong of an impression on our minds, you know? We know that, you know, they catch a monster and then there's, you know, there's an unmasking scene at the end, you know? And then it's like, I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for those kids and that dog, you know? But, okay, anyway. But yeah, like, PCG community is all about variety, yeah? You know, like, everyone has their own ways to do things, and all ways are, you know, equally valid, and, you know, whatever makes good games for you, whatever works for you, you know? Epic World says, yeah, I also mix new things in, too, like, all the puzzles are different. Okay, so. Let's keep reading the script. The puzzle is to restore the shield to the docking bay in the past. Once that's been done, the ship will survive in the present. So yeah, this ship that's being built in the docking bay, you know, which is a similar ship to the Tabernacle, a similar design, but it's not the same ship. To do that, you need cabling from the panel in the power room. The panel has a code lock on it, blah, blah, blah. It's a puzzle. So in the present, the station will have finished constructing the ship. For extra material, it will have used neutron star matter. The ship, therefore, will be constructed of solid neutronium. Oof. Oh! Oh ho ho ho. Now, remember what I was explaining, you guys. The neutron star is like the densest stuff in the universe. So this station, when it finished building the ship after it was sucked into the neutron star, it used material from the neutron star to build this ship. So the result is this ship that has neutron star material as its material. Now that means this ship is built of the densest material in the universe. It is, you know, practically invincible. And by the way, for those in the audience who know Star Trek, there's an episode called The Doomsday Machine where they have to fight this giant thing in space, and that is also like covered with solid neutronium, and because of that, like, none of their ship's weapons can penetrate it at all, not even weaken it. And that makes sense because it's neutronium, it's neutron star material. So that's how dense, that's how thick and powerful and strong it is. There is no metal in the universe you're ever going to find stronger than neutronium. Nothing. Yak says, it's interesting how shows can follow the same formula each episode and still be entertaining. Yeah, right? Phineas and Ferb did it really well, where the fact that each episode followed the same formula was the entire point of the show. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And they played with the ways they could tweak little things to make every episode feel unique. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, when you find a good balance of, like, having a formula that makes it feel familiar or whatever, but also, like, introducing little new things, that can be really effective, because, like, that, like, draws your attention to the new things and makes those things more dramatic, you know? You know, something is more surprising if it breaks the status quo, or if it's different from the status quo than if it, you know, if there is no status quo, because things are always changing, you know? Sketchy Penguin says, how many planets do you explore in this game? Like, a bunch. Well, it's just like all the planets in, Section D of the Mesdora Corridor. So all these planets. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I have no idea what this is. I don't think that's a planet. And this thing is just like, you know, that's just like a secret. Good times. I wanted to make it super subtle that there's like a secret here, but I made it obvious by putting a question mark. I don't know why I did that. And then Chris is like, oh, let me go over there. And I'm like, oh, you weren't supposed to know, to realize yet that's the thing. And he's like, oh, well, I do. Let me go over there. Epic World says, Zach, I finished BALZAK GLOBOTRON 2? Dude, awesome. Orapai says, I like shows where they follow a formula for half of it and then the next half betrays your expectations. Yeah, that's a lot of fun too. I like that as well. Okay, so the point of this is, once you solve the puzzle, you get this ship for your fleet, and a bunch of fuel. Like, so this is just like a win-win-win, right? You get, like, once you solve the puzzle, you get the ship. Let me see if I can pull up a picture of the ship. It's not super. Yeah, fleet screen. Yeah. Here we go. We called this ship the Neutron Destroyer. It's like a it's like a similar design to the Tabernacle, but it's smaller. It's like more of an attack ship, and it's heavily defended. Like, look, this one has 1500 health, whereas Tabernacle only has 650. Really, that's just my concession to game mechanics. This ship should have like freaking infinite HP, you know. I wish I'd had the guts to actually do that. You know, in fact, I think in the next BALZAK game, I probably will do that. Just say the Neutron Destroyer. I'm just gonna write in infinity, right? Like they can just shoot at it all day. Doesn't matter. It's gonna be fine. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, you get that ship for your fleet. That's the other thing. By the way, Orapai says, hey, is that little dot in the top left-hand corner a planet? This one? Yeah, I have no idea what that is. I do not remember at all what that's supposed to be. It could be a planet, but I'm pretty sure it's no planet we've explored. Like, every planet that's on here is named, so I don't know what that's supposed to be. It might be like a fueling station or something. I don't know. But yeah, okay. So you get the Neutron Destroyer, but in addition to that, like, you unlock the station, because now that we've pulled the station has also been towed outside of the neutron star by the Neutron Destroyer in the present day. So now, once the Tabernacle returns to the present day, which it can do by going around the neutron star again, in the right way, you know, whatever. They have to plot the exact course or whatever, but once they do that, you not only have the new ship for your fleet, you have a refueling station. So, infinitely, anytime you come back, you know, if you're traveling through the Mesdora corridor, and anytime you go back through the neutron star system, you can just refuel there at the ancient station for free. So yeah, it's like a win-win-win. Yak says, one example I can think of a show setting up a status quo to exaggerate certain moments is BoJack Horseman. Despite being an adult animation, unlike others of the category, they rarely ever cuss. Wait, really? They don't? Huh. It feels like a show where they totally would all the time, but I can't specifically remember. It's been a while since I watched BoJack. Anyway, Yak says, so when they do, it makes the scene so much more impact. Oh, yeah, okay. They don't cuss, okay, all that much, right? So when they do, it makes the scene so much more impactful and surprising. Yeah, it's a really good change of pace from the adult animation genre, where most shows just go buck wild with the mature themes, usually, in my opinion, making the show seem less mature overall. Yeah, I agree. Oropai says, yeah, that. Yak says, I don't know why I took that really random tangent. No, that's cool. That makes a lot of sense. Epic World says, Zach, I've been working on the second screen of the first PCG for an hour, so I hope you and Chris will play it. Also, I will change it up so it doesn't feel like the last one too much. Sweet! I will definitely try and play it with Chris. Okay. So, folks, at this point, I would like to begin introducing to you the concept of the fleet, right? You start with just one ship, the Tabernacle, but as you observed, in the Neutron Star, we just got a new ship, the Neutron Destroyer. But that's not the first ship you get. The thing is, as you go through this game, any enemy ship that you encounter, you have the option to try and take it over. Like, you're fighting it, and once you disable it, you can get your guys to go on board it and, you know, remote control it or whatever, so that you can bring it along with your fleet, and it becomes part of your fleet. So, Chris ended up having a fleet screen, kind of like the inventory screen, but for the fleet. You know, we've got some of these ships, like these ships from the aliens at the beginning of the game. We've got some of these random freighters, these robotic patrols. I can't believe he took these over. You know, lots and lots of different ships. Of course, we've got the Trilenium Eagle. Some of these ships you get later on. The Big Boom, that ship is one that you find. Spoilers. You find the Big Boom in this this secret area over here. You have to like keep flying into empty space, and you're wasting fuel, so it like strongly encourages you to turn back. But if you keep going, you do find the Big Boom. And that is like, that's like a callback to this is the Big Boom. It's like a callback to a series of movies we made when we were little kids, which we called the Big Boom. It was like a sci-fi series. The premise was that we're on a, you know, spaceship and we're flying around having adventures. But this is what the ship looks like from that movie series. We made it by just taking like a paper cup and cutting out some pieces for wings, like cutting them out of paper plates. And this nose in the front of it, that was like a toothpick that we poked into it. So yeah, that was that ship. And now in this game, you know, it's just left abandoned. So it's left mysterious who the original crew were in this game. So I don't know. We never really decided if like the original movies are like the Big Boom movies we made were canon to this or not. You know, so if like that original crew that were in the movies like abandoned it, and then that's how it ends up in BALZAK GLOBOTRON. I mean, I guess I don't see why not. But it's always possible that a future PCG will establish a firm backstory for this, in which case, you know, that whole Big Boom saga would be retconned. I don't know. Maybe I should find those movies and like upload them. Like if you want to see like 7-year-old Zach running around and being an idiot, then you know that's what that would be like. Anyway. Sketchy Penguin says, "Oh man, I love the Trilenium Falcon." Yeah, thank you. Yak says, "I love the Big Boom. Even just the name is so good." Hey, thanks so much. Not to mention the design. Thank you. Epic World says, "Zach, check DMs real quick." Okay. Me when I make PCGs. Oh god, I love it. So accurate. So accurate. That's awesome. Oh man. Okay, so yeah, so Orapai says, "What do the S, L, and T stand for?" Ah, yes. Yeah, so HP is obviously hit points. S, I believe, was shields. L is lasers, and T is torpedoes. Yeah, so shields. So yeah, before they start hitting your your actual health, you had shields that are like protecting you, so they had to get through your shields. So like the big boom just has an absurd amount of shields. It has like 1,000, whereas even the tabernacle only has like 200 shields, you know. So basically, in effect, it was like, you know, the total health of this thing is like the shields plus the health. Basically, that was how it worked. Then you had lasers and torpedoes. Those are just 2 different types of weapons. You can use them to attack other ships. Yeah, this garbage ship. That was hilarious. Yeah, I'm not sure which planet that is. Maybe that was Gufolu? No, I don't know. But the point is, the garbage ship is one that, Chris finds, like, you know, Balzak finds it dumping garbage, and he hails it. He's like, hey, cut that out. You're ruining the environment. And there was a whole scene where the garbage ship owner and Chris were like flipping each other off and yelling at each other. And this guy was just so needlessly hostile. Finally, Balls, like, this guy really shouldn't have been, because his ship is so weak. He's, like, totally, like, outgunned by Balzak's ship, but he tried shooting at them anyway. That's just how spiteful he was. But yeah, eventually, like, Chris, was able to, you know, disable his ship and make him an offer to join the fleet, and he says fine. Yak says, I would love to see Big Boom. Ever since you first mentioned it, I've always imagined what it might be. Oh man, I have to see if I still have it. Like, I have a pile of those old video cassettes upstairs. I need to find out if there's like an easy way to get them converted to a digital format. Also, bear in mind, who knows if they still are any good? Like, they've been sitting there, you know, decaying since the 90s, you know, who knows, right? But I will try. I will try for you guys. Oh man. Epic World says I'm gonna go get some water. Big Boom is fun to say. Yeah. Maybe we should, you know, have a proper Big Boom revival, you know? Maybe that should be a thing. Okay, so, yeah, we've got all these other ships. We get them on different adventures as we go through, the game. Like, look at this. Chris had 14 pirate ships. Freaking 14 of them. Like, that's a lot. Just because he fought so many, he kept, like, capturing, you know, a whole bunch of them. And he has 14 Alliance warships. These warships belong to the Alliance, obviously. 3 freighters, 5 Guardians, 20 robotic patrols, 2 of these alien ships. And he has a whole nother screed of it. Oh no, I guess that's just a copy. Yeah. Sketchy Penguin says, so what's the point of getting a fleet? The point is that as you go through the game, like as you go, as you get deeper and deeper into the Mesdor corridor, the planets are guarded by more and more ships. So it becomes more and more difficult to defeat them all with just the tabernacle until finally, once you get to like the final boss, it becomes like basically impossible. Like, let's see, Shanxi, like, Shanxi, oh no, I think it was a separate file. That's right. I had a table of planets, I think. Yeah, I used this table, and this was like how many ships you have in orbit and of what type. So these are the ships that are guarding each planet. So like Mordriff was the planet with the garbage ship. So So that's pretty easy, right? You fly there with the tabernacle, no problem. There's just one garbage ship guarding it, so that's not even a challenge. You go to Soem, and there's 5 guardians. The guardians are like little fighters, so, you know, it's still plausible the tabernacle could, like, beat those up on its own. Same for Yggdrasil, which has, like, 2 pirate ships. But then you start getting, like, later into the game, like, once you get to Shri is protected by 25 Croden attack ships. That is becoming, you know, borderline impossible. I mean, granted, it's still a PCG, so you can take it full advantage of PCG mechanics to be able to, you know, do, you know, basically whatever you want. But you know, once it's getting a certain level, it becomes less and less likely that they're going to be able to do that. And then once you get to Shanxi being, of course, the, Shanxi is which is the final area, the final planet to visit in the Mesdora Corridor Section D. Yeah, so that is what that is. I'll keep this this table open in the background, but yeah. Epic World says, so basically each ship has a purpose in your fleet or a task. Not really. This was just like free form. It was mostly the ships just had like combat power. That was basically it. Some of them had special abilities that could be useful for certain tasks, like the garbage ship was like for hauling stuff or whatever. But by and large, like it was just. I mean, that would have been a better idea. If I had thought this out better, I would have liked to have done that. But let's see, we have a table of ships here, and yeah, it shows you what how much power each ship has, like how much HP, how much shields, how much lasers, how much torpedoes. Yeah. So. Yeah, some ships have strong shields and weak lasers and vice versa, and, you know, so on and so forth. And yeah, just every ship in the game is over here. Ooh, but only one ship has a special, the Nova Cannon. That's pretty sweet. Okay, so, Isaac Lee says it sounds like your hands are beatboxing. Oh, yeah, hey, that's what my hands do. So yeah, that is the fleet system. So let's see. Where should we go next? We've explored 1, 2, 3 planets here. Which one do you want to do next? Let's say, let's limit the options to Yggdrasil or Mordrift. Let's like make another poll in chat. ¿Cuál planet? I shouldn't do that. Which planet would you like us to visit next? And the options are Yggdrasil or Mordrift. Bam, ask your community. Pregúntales a tu comunidad. Epic World says, I was just joking about making BALZAK GLOBOTRON 2, but I would like to do a version of that for my universe. That would be awesome, Epic Worlds. Yeah, I mean, listen, you know, the more BALZAK games, the merrier. I do have a specific idea of how I want the story to continue in my games, but that being said, I would have absolutely no objection to you making your own BALZAK game that takes place in the main continuity as well, you know? I mean, like, when I make mine, it might be difficult to reconcile them, but you know, either way, the more BALZAK PCGs that exist, the merrier, right? Am I wrong? Anyway, Epic Worlds PCG says explain each one before the poll. Well, I can't though. I mean, like the whole point is like, you don't know. You don't know what it's like until you go there. That's the point of the map. I mean, I can show you. Like, look, here's Mordriff. What's that? What's all this? What's all these like little lines coming out of Mordriff? What's that all about? Whereas Yggdrasil looks more, I don't know, kind of mysterious. I guess you. Oh yeah, I would say that there's like weird energy fields coming from the planet. How's that? Okay. So that being said, I will give it 10 more seconds I'll give you 10 more seconds to change your votes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't know. And we got 6 votes. Let's call it. Ding, ding, ding. Polls over. End poll. Bam. Can I see the results, please? Oh, why are you sucking? Internet, what are you doing? Alright, I'm gonna have to press refresh on this. Huh. I am still streaming, right? Like, no one's saying anything, and my internet's freaking out, so that makes me paranoid. Whoa. Devs. Oropai says you're still streaming. Thank you, Oropai. So that means you get to hear my embarrassing whistling. Awesome. Good to know. So let's see. 50-50, what are the odds? Come on. Why is this freaking out? Alright, well, can I see in my... In this what the results were? Dang, 50-50 Yggdrasil versus Mordriff. Well, that's no good. What do I do now? Flip a coin? And it's 50-50. Alright, well. Do it again? Well, I can't because this thing is frozen. Which planet is it going to be if tied? I don't know. I guess I'll just have to, like, flip a coin. Do I have a coin? Alright, I'm going to have to Control-Alt-Delete this. Sketchy Penguin says, guys, Mordriff is so much more interesting. Okay, let's try this again. I'm gonna do another poll. We're gonna say, which planet, and we're gonna say Yggdrasil or Mordriff. Or let's add a third option this time. Literally anywhere else. Let's ask the community. Ah, shoot, but what if literally anywhere else wins? What do I do then? Aw, man. Alright, you guys. Alright. Once again, these are the planets. You got Mordrift with these weird tendrils coming out of it, or you got Yggdrasil where there's lots of energy, or literally anywhere else. Okay, so let us end the poll. Bam! Sketchy Penguin says, guys, you know what to do. I guess they didn't know what to do. Wait, where's the results? Mordrift 80%, Yggdrasil 20%. Okay, and we have a solid answer. Let's go to Mordrift. Alright. So, in, wait, do I have a thing for that? Come on, where's Mordrift? Is it in here? No, that's the SOM system. Whoops. Sol Velies. That's Yggdrasil way. No. Is that it? No, that's Mortalis. Is that it? Yeah, here we go. Here's Mordrift. Mordrift is where we meet the garbage ship. This is the star, and there's this hairy planet orbiting it. Oropai says, no. Oh, no. So, yeah. Yeah, so first we encounter this garbage ship. That's our encounter here. Like, in orbit of Mordrift, it's like we just encountered this ship, right? And this guy is, like, just dumping garbage, and we're like, hey, cut it out. And then he's like, no, I already told you that story. So once you get past that guy, and, you know, Chris got him to join his fleet, you head in for the planet itself. Because, you know, once again, as always, you have to get fuel to go on to the next place. Now, this planet is actually not drawn by me. Like, this art is drawn by me, but from this point forward, Mordrift is not drawn by me. This is a guest mission drawn by my friend Kurt, who is, some of you may know, as the creator of TutorialBot. So here is BALZAK's personal ship. It is approaching the planet Mordrift, and Mordrift is just super hairy. What is going on with all those hairs? So you land in, you know, this forest of hairs, and there's all these, like, little, like, mite things. They're, like, just chewing on your ship. Let's see what it says about that in the script, because I'm not 100% remembering. Let's see, where is it? Why is the script so big? Okay. So the ship becomes hopelessly tangled in the hair that comprises Mordrift. When it does, mites surround the ship and begin to attack. One of them has a sickle, which can slice through the ship's metal in 2 or 3 slices. That's this guy. So you have to deal with that guy first. BALZAK must wait until the sickle mite's sickle is stuck in the ship. Only then should he open the hatch. This will cause the sickle to hit the mite. Oh, right, because, like, yeah, see, his sickle is about to stick into the hatch right over there. Knocking him out. There's 7 mites in total. Each must be defeated in a different way. Yada, yada, yada. So then, following the reading, once you defeat all these guys, following readings for the fuel source, BALZAK comes to a tunnel, which is here. Now, there's 4 mites coming, and you have to deal with those guys, but this tunnel is, like, by the way, this is BALZAK's head over here. This tunnel is too small. Oropai says, so it's a planet full of giant nits? I guess so. Pretty much. Epic World says Mordrift looks like a cat's hairball. Yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah, that was Sketchy Penguin says I'm digging the mite designs. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Kurt's specialty was creatures. Like, if there was one thing Kurt knew how to draw, it was creatures. Like, he was the master of creatures and robots. Just like basically anything with a face, he was good at drawing. Yeah, his games were freaking epic. Like, some of the best. Epic World says, are they might or mice? Might. Okay. So yeah. Let's go into the next planet. Once you squeeze through that tunnel, like to do that, BALZAK has to make his spheres go into single file. And then, you know, his head kind of like rolls through this opening here. There's lots more mites over here. Let's see what it says over here. A bunch of mites stands ready. If BALZAK tries to get past them, they'll herd him into the tunnel towards the Louse Rancor. Yes. He pretty much can't resist them and will end up getting thrown down to the Rancor one way or another. So, then we get the Louse Rancor. We need some different music for this. No, that's not right. We need maybe this. I don't know. I guess I'll go with it. I don't know. Epic World says, does Chris still make PCGs or Pierre? Well, Chris still makes PCGs, I know, but I don't think Pierre does. No, Pierre does not. No, Pierre does not. Pierre, you know, I don't know. Like Pierre, there was like, I sort of fell out of touch with Pierre. I actually spoke to her on the phone just yesterday, but, no, she, there was a period where I was really, like, she announced a new PCG, and it sounded really awesome, and I was, like, really trying to get her to do it. I was, like, for a while, I was like, hey, reminder, make Arc, make that PCG, and she didn't. So that was just sort of the end of that. That was years ago now, and that was just the end of the whole thing of her making PCGs. I think I could, you know, like, the only way to get her back into making PCGs would be for me to make a PCG for her to play, and then make her come on this channel and play it. I think I could conceivably do that if I wanted to, you know. But yeah, I don't know. Epic World says, wow, that's going in one of my PCGs. That is the most epic PCG character I ever saw. He's my new favorite. Yeah, right. Because he's the Rancor from Star Wars, but, you know, a louse. Anyway, like, yeah, so let's see. Let's see what the script says. BALZAK's head will be able to magnetically climb the Rancor's door, but only once the Rancor is defeated. So yeah, BALZAK can kind of pull himself up by magnetism, but only once the Rancor is defeated. To defeat the Rancor, BALZAK's head must get its attention. Oh, this music ain't doing it for me, you guys. I'm sorry. We need something else. Ooh, Ganondorf battle. How about that? That's better. That's at least fitting the mood more like. To defeat the Rancor, BALZAK's head must get its attention by making noise, possible with the bone and the skull in the corner, or just by shouting. So basically, he's got to figure out a clever way to survive and defeat this Rancor, and then, you know, climb the chain, get to the metal door, and get up to the room he came from. There, he can just quickly roll past the mites to the next screen. Okay, so we beat that screen. And then, once you get to the next screen, there's like, for some reason, there's like a mite in a ship. What was that all about? Yeah, BALZAK finds a mite in a ship called a Viper preparing to launch. Oh man, the Vipers are from Battlestar Galactica. Like, I don't know why. We're just going like, I think like Kurt's just going all out on the sci-fi references in this planet. But yeah, You have to figure out how to defeat the creature. Oh no, a nearby creature comes over, attracts his attention, and says, "Come with me." If BALZAK agrees, the Mite will see him and blast him with the ship's lasers. But instead, BALZAK must attach to the bottom of the Mite's ship directly. So basically, you have to defeat this guy before you go with the guy who's saying, "Come with me." So he's free to follow the Jawa-like thing, which is actually called a Sholek. Epic World says, "Wow, I've been working on this PCG the whole stream, and it looks like my best art I've ever done in a PCG." Yes! Awesome. Mission accomplished. So we beat that screen, and then we come to... Hold on. This guy. This is the guy who appears and tells you to follow him. And then once you go with him, he takes you aboard his ship. And aboard his ship are these three guys. Now, bear in mind, right? Like, Kurt, you know, intentionally designed this after Star Wars. Like, this guy is supposed to be sort of Obi-Wan Kenobi. This guy is kind of like Han Solo. This guy is, like, based on Chewbacca. Now, when it came time to actually play this section, this was many years after Kurt had designed this. So I had no memory whatsoever of what these characters were. No, I did. I remember these two were named Gans and Eltris, but I could not for the life of me remember what this guy's name was. But you know what he looks like, right? Yeah. This handsome fella right over here. Kind of looks a little bit like that, right? So, he looks like that. He's got the thing over his arm. He's furry. So when Chris is actually playing the screen and he asks, "What is this guy's name?" I'm like, "Well, this is Eltris, Gans, and Chewbacca." So I actually went with the story that this is Chewbacca. He came from the Star Wars universe. He crossed over, and yeah. One time I was telling Kurt about this, like that we were finally gonna like play this game and like maybe try and sell PCGs or like put them up on the, you know, when I was starting the channel or whatever. And Kurt's like, "Well, you better give me credit for this whole section," and I'm like. And then I told him about, like, how I called it Chewbacca, and he's like, "Oh, on second thought, don't give me any credit. I don't want to get sued." He was kidding, but, yeah. Sketchy Penguin says, "Chewie is my favorite Star Wars character." Well, that's because he's pretty awesome. But yeah, so yeah, we went with the idea, like, with this ship, we, like, you know, Chris asks, like, "What's the ship called?" And I'm like, "The Trilenium Eagle," instead of the Millennium Falcon. And the backstory for this ship is that it is, like, this guy is Gans is a smuggler, and they're but, like, you know, Chris asks, "What are you smuggling?" And what they were smuggling was nerdy materials, like, you know, comics, video games, you know, that sort of stuff, which I guess is illegal according to the Alliance. So they keep getting stopped, so they smuggle. But yeah. So that was the end of that. So, how many people are still with us? A bunch! Alright, so folks, now that we have beaten that area, here we are back in the Mesdora Corridor Section D. We got the fuel from Mordriff. What do you guys think? Where do you want to go next? I'm going to restrict it to, like, I won't make you revisit planets we've already been to since we're not actually playing the game. So let's say, I guess the options are this time Yggdrasil, Gudrasev, or XR277. Let's put that in chat. Poll. Which planet? Oh, Grim Underworld TCG. Is that are you new? Either way, welcome aboard. If not welcome aboard. Which planet? We've got Yggdrasil. We've got, what was it? Gudrasev? Yeah, Gudrasev or XR277. Gudrasev. Wait, let me move my face out of here. XR270. Now let's give you folks an idea of what we're talking about. Gudrasev from far away seems like it has lots of life signs. Yggdrasil once again has a mysterious energy field. And XR277 is a gas giant, kind of like Jupiter or Saturn. Oh, it's Sharky? Oh, okay, cool. Sketchy Penguin says your planet names all flow off the mouth so easily. I don't know how you do it. Thanks so much, Sketchy Penguin. All right, let's end the poll. 5, 4, 3, 2, bam! And it is done. The poll has ended. What are the results? Waiting for it to show up on my screen. Okay, XR277, 60%. Yggdrasil, 40%. Gudrasev, 0%. Oh, ouch. No fans of Gudrasev. Oh, ouch. Ouchie. All right, so yeah, let's pay a visit to XR277, the gas giant. So, what did I even do for XR277? Where is it? I do have a screen for it, right? I wouldn't have been that lazy as to not make a screen. Oh, what's that? Oh, no. Whoops. Yggdrasil, neutron star. SOM. I don't think I have a screen for it. Dang. Dang, yo. Dang. Oh, yeah, that's why. That's why. Because XR277, like, is just a gas giant. So you can't, like, touch down on it or anything. There's no habitable place on it. It's a gas giant, right? But this ship is in orbit. That ship is the alien invasion ship, or rather, the ship that captured BALZAK in the beginning of the game. Like, specifically, this ship. So this is the screen for it. That's why. This would be the planet XR277. You can't really visit the planet, but basically that's just a way to revisit this ship if you want to. pardon me, if you want to revisit it later in the game and sack the ship, beat it up, add it to your fleet, you know, like, whatever you want to do, that's what you can do at XR277. There's also asteroid fields that you can mine for fuel, so that can help you get to your next destination. So I think that's that system for now. Where do you guys want to go next? Let's see. From here, from XR277, let's try to stick with like actual, you know, what would be in range of it. So I guess I'm gonna say the options now are Veliis, Mortalis, which I'm pronouncing in a Spanish accent for some reason. It's Mortalis, or Yggdrasil. So let's do this. Let's do another poll. Sketchy Penguin says, wow, that was anticlimactic. Yeah, right? We've waited long enough. Let's do Yggdrasil. Okay, let's see if the poll agrees with you. Planet which one? Okay, and so the options are Yggdrasil or Mortalis or Veliis. Bam. What will the people in chat have to say? What will they say about this? What will they say? What will they say? All right, I'll stop. I apologize. All right, we're getting some votes. 5 votes. That is what I like to see. All right, I'm going to give it 10 seconds before I end this here poll. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ending it. All right, we have Yggdrasil 60%, Veliis 40%. We have a clear winner. Finally, Veliis is no longer the hated child. It gets some attention. So, I mean, Yggdrasil. So, let us finally fly to Yggdrasil with its mysterious energy fields and find out what is going on there. So, this planet is entitled the Yggdrasil system. Here's the tabernacle. Wait, let me get my face out of the way. Sorry. Let's get the tabernacle out of that there way. Okay, so here's the deal, right? Here is the dealio. This is the Yggdrasil system. First and foremost, you have to beat those 2 ships. These are pirate ships. They're just run by interstellar pirates. You can pretty easily like beat those guys up by this point in the game. So you beat those guys up, and you touch down on the planet Yggdrasil. It's a very grassy and sunny planet. So let's see the actual planet. Is this it? No, that is the wrong place. This is Yggdrasil. Here we go. So here's our good old friend, Mr. Globotron, Mr. BALZAK Globotron. Here we are on the planet Yggdrasil, and we've got a tree, right? A dead tree with some portals around it. Just portals, just casually there, just on the ground, on the side of this hill. There's the sun in the sky, some clouds, some trees in the background, an ancient city. So BALZAK finds a strange clearing with 3 portals in the ground near the famous portal tree. Epic World says, I put the portal tree in my PCG flame. Yes, that's awesome. Yeah, the portal tree is a motif. It keeps popping up in my PCGs again and again, and it's sort of a mystery. Why? You know, it dates all the way back to when we were kids. Like one of the earliest PCGs I ever made. I made one for Chris. It was the first ever color PCG made by anyone, I think. And it was like Chris, and he found this portal tree, and he kept having to go through the portals, and it's mysterious. So yeah, this tree keeps popping up in different times, different locations, different places, but it's always a tree, and it's always got portals on it. Most recently, it's even appeared in Chris's PCG anniversary special too. But the portal tree, like just canonically, is a big thing. Sketchy Penguin says, "Hey, a portal tree." Yep, you know it. Now, little known fact, right? That is the reason why this planet is called Yggdrasil, because Yggdrasil is a mixture of Yggdrasil and Gateway. This is like my worst named planet ever, right? Because like Yggdrasil is the world tree. It's like a tree from Norse mythology. Hold on, let me see. Yggdrasil. This is Yggdrasil. It's sort of like it's the tree in Norse mythology that connects all the different worlds. The Asgard, the world of the gods, and Midgard and Niflheim. So yeah, that's what that's named after. Like, that doesn't mean that, the portal tree is actually this tree. Like, I'm not making a canonical connection like that. It's just, it just like, I wanted a fancy, like, a fancy name for a tree. So I took Yggdrasil, and then I mixed it with Gateway, because Gateway for the portals. A portal is like a gateway, an entrance, So, yeah, that's how I came up with that name, and, not my best name. Like, it was a good idea, but I don't think it turned out as well as I had been hoping. So, Sketchy Penguin says, I know what Yggdrasil is. I was wondering if it had to do with that. Awesome, yay. Fellow person who's aware of the existence of Norse mythology. Heck yeah. Yeah, so once again, no canonical connection there or at least none that I've established. It's just the name of the planet. But right, so if you go through these different portals, they take you to different places. Oh, by the way, here's a picture of the neutron destroyer, the one we got from the neutron star system. I didn't realize I had that, but yeah. JPG says it's all right, not that good though. Yeah. It's not that great. It's like the worst naming I've ever done. Oh man. Anyway, so these portals lead to different places. Let's see what the script has to say about Yggdrasil. The middle one leads to the strange gateway. Where are these screens? Oh, shoot. I know they exist, right? Oh, this is it, right? Yeah, because here's another portal tree. This one's alive. You go through... Yeah, old abandoned hangar bay with an almost usable ship in it. So yeah, these walls are crumbled and there's vines or whatever, but there's an almost usable ship in here. So there's a gap in the wall that BALZAK can climb through. There's some junk blocks, a rusted crowbar, and he can use that to get inside the ship. Repairing the ship is optional. You can repair it. You can add it to your fleet. It ends up just being a regular Croden ship. So yeah, the main puzzle is just trying to navigate these portals to try to get where you go. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, this was Lost Wood style. So you go through a portal, you end up in one of these places, and then you have to like go through another portal, you end up in another of these places. These are just totally different places, and all these 4 locations, like the screen is split into 4 screens right here, right? So each one of these places is a totally different part of this same planet where there's another portal tree, and you have to like navigate the portals to go from one to the other until you find what you're looking for, which yeah, like is just to get the ship and get the fuel that comes with the ship that are crash landed over here. So yeah, that was Yggdrasil. We return to the Mesdora corridor in peace with a new ship. Grim Underworld TCG says, made my first card. Woo! Congratulations. All right, folks. So, where should we go next? Oh my God, you guys, you want to knock out the entire game of BALZAK GLOBOTRON tonight? Oh my God, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's finish BALZAK GLOBOTRON. Why am I saying that? I don't even want to do that. I hate myself. I'm just causing trouble for myself. Okay. So, Sketchy Penguin says Mortalis. Epic World says, I have a feeling this stream is going to be longer than the other BALZAK video overview. Is it? How long is it so far? Oh man. We started at, what was this? 6:30? 6:40 or whatever? Yeah, probably around 6:40. And now it's 9:40. So it's already been 3 hours. Dang. Dang. Then again, we did just lose half our viewership by the looks of it. So maybe we should call it a night and come back later. I don't know. What do you guys think? Sketchy Penguin says, so is there more of the game before these planets? Yeah. Yeah, there's a whole section of the game where BALZAK awakens. He's on a space station, and then there's like 2 major areas on alien ships before you gain the tabernacle and you gain the freedom to go to any planet. So yeah, like that whole section of the game is detailed in the first live stream. This is part 2. There's a first one that I did 10 months ago, and never got back to it until now. I'm fine. I can stay like 30 minutes more. I've been here the whole time. True, but oh, that was Epic Worlds. I don't know why I was Sketchy Penguin, but yeah, Sketchy Penguin says, I mean, if you really want to end it, but I will stay. Okay. Man, we're down to 1 viewer. That can't be right, because I know the 2 of you are there. So there's at least 3 viewers. So this isn't entirely accurate. They'll probably just pop back up. All right, so you want to do one more planet? Let's call it one more planet, and then we can make this a 3-part series. How's that? What do you say? All right, so let's see what planet you want to do. It says 8 viewers. Oh, okay, sweet. So then I guess my thing is just not accurately updating. I don't know. So yeah, let's do one more planet. Right, so let's see what the options are. We are at Yggdrasil, so I'm gonna say the options are Mortalis or Gufolu or Gudrasev. No. Yeah, sure, why not? Well, I'll say Mortalis, Gufolu, or Gudrasev. What planet you wanna go to? We got Mortalis, we got Gufolu, and Gudrasev. Ask your community. So let's see. I should give you descriptions of these. Mortalis. Well, you can see what that looks like from far away. Like, legitimately, this is just a giant skull in space. All right, I'm not even gonna be subtle about it. It's a giant skull in space. Goofo-Loo. What's the deal with Goofo-Loo? Oh yeah, that one. Okay, that one is just a small inhabited planet, and Gudrasev is one with a lot of life signs on it. So, which one you wanna go to? You wanna go to? Which planet you wanna go to? All right. JPG says Goofaloo. All right, let's give it 5 seconds to change your votes. 5, 4, 3, 2, and end poll. Okay. All right, we've got Mortalis with 83%. Woo! And only 16% wanted to go to Goofaloo. Oh, pobrecitos. Poor Goofaloo. But okay, I guess we are going to Mortalis. Epic World says, I kind of like our small community because you feel more communicated and more connected and more involved. That is true. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, let us go to Mortalis. Planet is a giant skull. But what could it be a skull of? Okay, so. Let's see. Here we are in the Mortalis system. Behold, Mortalis. It is a giant skull in space. And of course, you know, here is the tabernacle entering the system at faster than light speeds. And here are a whole bunch of pirate ships waiting to fight the tabernacle. But that's okay. You've probably accrued a pretty substantial fleet by this time, so you can pretty easily handle the pirates. So you touch down here on Mortalis. Now here we are. Here we are on the planet Mortalis. Now here, I feel like I need different music for this. Hold on. This isn't bony enough. I don't know. What's bony? Ghost Town. I love how Mortalis looks. If you look at your PC journal, Zach, you will see a skeleton who looks like he's from there. Oh! Let's find out. Is it this guy? Is he actually from Mortalis? Or does he just look like it? Is it just a coincidence? Because, like, they're both skeletons. Sketchy Penguin says, yeah, we need some bony music. Indeed. Okay, so. Is Mortalis just the skull of some giant space creature that once roamed space? I mean, presumably. Like, it must have come from something, right? It looks like the shape of the skull is similar to, like, a human skull, but, I mean, because, you know, you can see it here, right? I guess you can't really tell from this. This could just be like some weird space whale or whatever. Who knows what their skulls look like. It superficially looks like a human skull. But there is no canon answer to what kind of creature this comes from. I do have some ideas in mind, but it's never been canonically confirmed, so we do not know what this comes from as of yet. What eyes once lurked behind these, you know, eye holes. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, here we are on, wait, I feel like this isn't bony enough. Hold on. This is too comedic. Yeah, there we go. That's what I need. A creature that has no nose. Yeah, right. So, so you've got this skull over here. This is a smaller skull, and you know that's not the whole planet. We're here on top of this big bone. Here's BALZAK, of course. There's a bone over here, like that acts as like a path downwards. And these outposts over here are all abandoned. This is all abandoned. There's a giant city over here, completely made of bones, all abandoned. Let's see, what was the challenge here? Come on, where's Mortalis? Mortalis is over here somewhere. Should I control F it? Valley East, Shirek, Mordrift, Nidris. I'm control F'ing it. Really? There's no matches for Mortalis in here. Nothing. Gudrasev, Ancient Station. Wow. Wow, you guys. Wow. Like, see, this right here is why I've not released it on the PCG shop. But yeah. Okay, so bottom line, you got to do some kind of a challenge. You get some fuel over here. Wish I remembered what it was. Am I sure I don't have, like, a separate file on Mortalis somewhere? Nope. Wow. I do have this table of planets. Wow, the table of planets doesn't even include Mortalis. Oh, yes it does. Yes it does. Well, at least we know Mortalis is guarded by 5 ships in orbit, which are pirate ships, and that there is 3 fuel available on the planet Mortalis. But the puzzle mainly involves finding your way to this city. This is just a one-screen planet. You just go to the city, you kind of explore it, and, you know, by messing around, you make bones fall over, you eventually find the fuel. So, that was that planet. Can you still watch my vid? Alright, sure, why not? You've been waiting, so yeah. Send me a link and I will watch it. I guess that's our last planet for the day, right? We done? We've made a lot of progress. We explored Mordrift, Getzor, Neutron Star, Shirek, XR277, Yggdrasil Gateway, and now we're on Mortalis. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 planets. And there's remaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 planets. We made it exactly halfway. Dang. Although that's not really accurate, because among the remaining planets, there's a lot more big, long planets with lots of lore and lots of story and lots of stuff that's going to change the PCG universe forever. Yeah, so that is Sketchy Penguin says, well, that was thoroughly entertaining. Can't wait to explore Shri. Oh, man, that's a big one. That is going to be a big one. I can't wait to show it to you guys either. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to do this next time. Next time, you guys. Next time. All right. Can't wait to see what happens to Yip It. Yeah, me neither. All right, so let's watch JPG's video and anything else you guys need me to watch or react to real fast, and then we'll start winding down the stream. Okay, so have I gotten anything linked from JPG? You gave it to me? Did you share it here in chat? Because it might have deleted your message. Gave it to you, no, in comments? Well, that I don't have access to comments. What's a comment? I've never heard of these comments you speak of. Oh, fine. I'll go to the comments. All right. If they would show up, get out of my face. Why don't I see comments? I don't see any comments, so I don't know. Can't help you out. What can I tell you? Ah, here we go. No, that was from the other time. That's bed $. I meant chat. Oh, yeah. So then it's just gonna eat your comments. Like, chat doesn't let most people share links in here. So, yeah, sorry. Let me see if it's on my... And folks, does anyone... While we're waiting, does anyone else have anything else they want to say? Anything else they want me to react to or whatever? Any other questions? Any comments? Suggestions? Favorite things they... Oh, yeah, guys. Tell me what you thought of BALZAK GLOBOTRON so far. Tell me what parts you liked. Tell me what parts you did not like. I want to hear it. I want to hear it, y'all, folks. Sketchy Penguin says you can go to JPG's channel and watch it. Is it just called JPG? Because if I search JPG, nothing comes up. Let's see. I also don't have a JPG in my subscriptions. There's a JPGC, but no JPG. Unfortunately, too many subscriptions. Yeah, I just don't have an easy way. I'm sorry. I guess send it to me in Discord. You know, if Sketchy Penguin says I'll link it for you. Okay, thank you. Oropai says I did want to mention I found my first PCG, so I might get my sister to play it with me on camera. That would be awesome. Are you gonna do that on your new channel, Oropai? If you do that. And even if you, like, even if that doesn't work out, you should definitely make, like, an overview, kind of like I'm doing now. Like, just show the game or whatever. Or something, you know? I don't know. That game should end up on camera in some way, shape, or form, is what I say. Epic World says, BALZAK GLOBOTRON was super epic, and I love the mix of exploration and the artwork. I felt like there could have been more creature combat or puzzles, rather than just getting fuel, like new ship upgrades. Well, like more creature combat? I mean, like, getting fuel is, like, that's basically just there to give you a mechanism to have to do something on the planet. Because otherwise, like, I could just put all these planets here, and it would be like, you know, why do I have to bother going to this planet? You know, why not just, you know, why not just ignore it and fly straight to the, you know, important story places? And so I made fuel the reason, so that it's like, you know, you have to find fuel in order to keep going. So that's just your ultimate goal in each place. But there was a lot of creature combat. Oh, how did I freaking forget that? Oh my gosh. You guys. I'm sorry. I did not properly explain Mortalis because like when you're saying more creature combat, like Mortalis, that was what it was. How could I freaking forget? Inside this giant skull is a giant silver scorpion. Like, it's a metallic, like, angry, like, I guess it's robotic, silver scorpion. And that's sort of like a nod to one of my friend Keith's PCGs that he made back in the day. Because in that game, like, there was like there's a skull on the ground and inside is a silver scorpion. But it was little, right? It was like this size, right? But, you know, so I wanted to carry on that motif of like a silver scorpion inside the skull. But this time it's big. This time this silver scorpion is a full like ATV. It's like a vehicle, like someone could go inside it. It's a robot though. So like once you provoke it, it's bigger than a person. So it can like obliterate you. The silver scorpion is like a freaking monster. But the silver scorpion is also the fuel. So that's the creature combat here. See, you have to find ways to defeat the silver scorpion. Once you defeat it, the tabernacle can like reel it in and use it as fuel. When Chris was playing the game, he tried to find ways to keep the silver scorpion as a vehicle and also use it as fuel. I let him get away with it. It's like, all right, it's not as powerfully armored as before, but you do have the vehicle. You still have the silver scorpion. But we used a lot of it for fuel. But anyway, thanks for that really good feedback, Epic Worlds. Thank you. Creative Carson says still going. I thought I saw it again and thought I should check. I won't be here too long. Fair enough. Yeah, we're sort of winding down, but yeah, we are still going a little bit. Sketchy Penguin says JPG is your latest video, I assume. Yeah. Oropai says, yeah, it'll be on the new channel. Awesome. Well, yeah, definitely link me that. Whenever that's up, I would love to check that out. And react to it on stream. So yeah. JPG says my Naruto paper game. So yeah. That is BALZAK GLOBOTRON. Or at least the first half thereof. Are we getting that video to react to soon? Sketchy Penguin says, my thoughts of BG Part 1, BALZAK GLOBOTRON Part 1. Just such an inspiring PCG. Thanks so much, dude. The art is great, the story is great, and I'm loving the puzzles. Also, I really like the fuel mechanism giving you a purpose. Yeah, thanks so much, dude. Thank you. I like it a lot, too. It certainly, certainly brings back a lot of good and bad memories. There's a lot of big flaws with it, like the whole thing of the tabernacle having a crew and then they just don't matter. That's a big flaw. I would have liked to have constructed the game in such a way as to make the crew have a purpose, you know, force you to go to them a whole bunch of times and talk to them a whole bunch of times, so you really know who everyone is. By the time we finished BALZAK GLOBOTRON, Chris had no clue who any of his crew even were, except for Matak. Matak was the only person he ever talked to, basically. But yeah, anyway, the story is great, and I'm loving the puzzles. I also really like the fuel mechanism giving you a purpose. Yeah, thanks so much, dude. If I really quick upload a video, will you react? It would have to be really quick, next 30 seconds to a minute. Cause I want to eat dinner, you guys. I want to eat dinner. I have not eaten any dinner. And it's been over 3 hours. Like, what? We started at, like, what, 6:40 this was by the look of it? And now it is 10 o'clock. 7:40, 8:40, 9:40. So, yeah, that is 3 hours and 20 minutes. Never mind, then I can't do it in 30 seconds. All right, yeah, let's save it for next time then. I'm going to try and do another stream tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a BALZAK stream. I might save that for another day, but I'll try to do some kind of a stream tomorrow. Well, yeah, Epic World says great stream and thanks for the epic content as usual. Back at you, sir. Speaking of epic content, thank you for the epic I'm sorry, I can't help myself. I like it's like terrible puns. My brain's been infected with them. I blame Via. But yeah, I guess that is as good a place as any to you know, end that thar stream. Sketchy Penguin says, my thoughts part 2. I also love the fleet mechanic and adding to your collection. And yes, I know the crew is flawed, but to be honest, they're still interesting characters. Thanks, dude. But I do like the combat mechanics. Yeah, I like the characters. It's just I wish I had found a way to use them better. In fact, that's part of the reason I really want to make the next BALZAK game, because I have ideas for ways to use this crew better, like do more interesting things with them. And, you know, yeah, it's like if you have good characters, why not explore them? Like have fun with them, you know? I mean, yeah. So, I want to go back to the original concept of like having to choose who comes with you on the mission to the planet, and then that choice, you know, makes a big deal, you know, like it determines how you do on that planet. But anyway, yeah. Great stream. Can't wait for part 3. All right. Thanks so much, Yak. Thanks so much, Sketchy Penguin. Epic World says, I think I'm going to make the Shogun fleet where you explore Shogun like you did in BALZAK. Oh my God, that'd be awesome. Yes. That'd be super cool. All right, you guys. Let's do it. Let's pull the plug. Let's end that stream. Thanks you guys so much for watching. Sketchy Penguin says PCG later. PCG, yeah, later. PCG, all of you later. Yes, have a good night, Sketchy Penguin. Have a good night, Epic Worlds and JPG. Thank you, folks, for watching. And PCG, you later.